Good evening and welcome everyone again to the official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5. It's round 9. We are at the infamous Suzuka. All this goodness obviously brought to you by Nortec Track 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing and Crossy 43. Which brings me to who is broadcasting it. Who is broadcasting it is Matchfit Entertainment. That means Davo, me, Davo, and J-Man on the comms tonight again. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, good, mate. Good.
Awesome.
Good to be here at Suzuka. Bit of a fanboy myself. I know you don't mind the place either. So, looking forward to 90 minutes of this one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so round 9 for Rainlight Racing's GT3 series here tonight at Suzuka. Their 5th series, and it is another super sprint, like you mentioned, J-Man, which is a 90-minute race, compulsory pit stop, as was last week's. I think we do one more super sprint before we hit the finale at the Nords Cloffer. So, epic stuff yet to come. Plenty of racing here for another few rounds yet at Rainlight Racing. But Suzuka tonight, big fan, J-Man. Like you mentioned, great track, very technical, and always provides some good racing.
It does, mate. I mean, obviously plenty of opportunities here for passing. We see the difficulty is turns like Spoon and maybe run off and track limits down at 130R.
Yep.
Obviously blowing the chicane at Casio, the final chicane, and it's just got so much. It is.
There's so much going on, isn't it?
It's a fantastic race circuit, and always enjoyed racing here, and always, to be honest, of late enjoyed calling it here because it does really show up some good racing. So, yeah, looking forward to this. Obviously, the guys and girls in there, just as you mentioned, they are getting their driver briefing as we speak.
Yes.
So we'll just, cover off a few things at the start of this one before they go out for that first and only qualifying session of the night.
Of course. First thing to cover off, I suppose, is the points after 8 rounds, J-Man. Let's have a look. What have you got going on here?
Yeah, so look, no changes up the top end of town other than the fact that Mr. Phil Antoon, aka Maverick, is now around 110 points clear of Chris Cooley. Another 10 points further back is Brandon Webley. So Cooley, Brandon Webley, that's a great battle. 10 points, the difference.
That's where the fight is. Yep.
Yeah, there's a good fight there. Maverick will do Maverick things and just try and hang on to that title lead now. And with 3 rounds to go, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with or try and stop for that title. Obviously, Chaplin Chan on the data there, you can see there, currently 4th. But congrats to him. New addition to the family and not likely going to make too many races in the near future. However, Matt Dayton, P5 over Madison T, and then Crossy's still doing a phenomenal job staying up in that top echelon there, still in 7th over Will Dixon and Gaz Eddy in 9th. But down to 10th is Nick Firth. And when I say down to 10th, he certainly hasn't slipped away. He's just maintained this solid Pro-Am drive throughout the season there. 231 points keeps him in 10th outright, first in class over T-Fam. And Twan-Fam is quite a few markers down the road, good 60-something points further back. So not fully done for Firthy yet, but certainly got a good handle on that. And then Ashton Hughes in 17th outright is 3rd in class for that Pro-Am category. So 121 points to marker. So still plenty to play for there. The interesting one for me, if I drop down to P 25, 26, 27, this is this battle that you've heard us call throughout the season already. Adrian Kramer, Wally Baker, and Mark Turbot. Now, the numbers there for me. So 9 points the difference from, I think we were, 74 points, plays 69, plays 60.
Yep.
So
that's close, isn't it?
That podium is spirited, it's definitely, there's a big fight on to who's going to take AM class honours this season here at Rainlight. So pretty interesting stuff, it's what floats my boat, and that's why I go on about it a bit. But definitely interested to see how this shapes up tonight. But
Oh, for sure, and yeah, just look, it's all about attendance, keeping the car pointing in the right direction, mate, and yeah, just chipping away at that championship. It doesn't matter whether you're pro am or the am guys. Look how close that am battle is, J man. So yeah, testament to the Rainlight Racing boys to put together such a good series, keeping this stuff tight. Nice work.
yep, and I just see 22 in the field as we speak, so a little
Yep.
bit less cars in the field for tonight for here. Now, Cooley is a late entry tonight. I didn't see him earlier on in the practice sessions, just entered currently in the 21st spot on entry. But the other name I've seen pop up, and it's a name that you and I've called over the years, is Jackson Went in the 601 car. I haven't seen Jackson here, I don't believe,
No,
this series.
that name does definitely ring a bell, J-Man.
And also Mitch Haas out there representing in the Audi. And like I said to you off camera earlier, you know, the Audi hasn't really been represented very strongly in the last couple of seasons around the track.
Oh,
So,
well, definitely not in the last couple anyway. But yeah, just since current updates, yeah, I don't think it's the BOP's real friendly on the old Audi. But yes, we see them pop up every now and then. And yeah, Haas peddling one of those here tonight.
yeah, so welcome aboard to Mitch Haas and also to Jackson Went to jump in there. Otherwise, all the other names are status quo. The big names that we used to see, the Brandon Webleys and T-Fam, Wadsworth, Maverick, Gazzetti, Macrolos. I mean, I saw Pete Dawson punching a good number earlier on. Expect some good things out of Pete Dawson tonight. So he's never normally that far away from, I think normally, to be honest, he gets generally engaged with T-Fam and Matty T and co, and maybe Will Dixon. So I think there's plenty in store tonight for this circuit as we embark on this half an hour qualifying session. What is the format? Who have we got out on track? It'll be a joint effort between pro and pro-am, I believe, again tonight.
I would expect so.
Given the numbers.
We only got 3 of the AM boys in tonight. J-Man, Adrian Kramer, Turbot, and Josh Nightingale. So yeah,
Okay.
I'd say we will get 2 15-minute sessions in that case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can I just bring up on that then? So you've just obviously Adrian Kramer, Mark Turbot.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is 1 and 3 in the title.
And we were just discussing it.
Yeah. And so with the absence of Wally Baker and his Uncle Joe not in there, that gives Josh Nightingale on 38 points a great opportunity, remembering that the leader in class is on 69 points. So great opportunity here to make bank on a night where maybe some of your peers aren't here. So I'll be watching that battle throughout the night.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, just attendance being the key as well, J-Man. Not only just keeping the car pointing in the right direction, but being there every week and yeah, just chipping away, play the long game.
Good evening, old Louis. We'll give you old Louis tonight, not young Louis. You could be young Louis on another night. Welcome. Good to have you tuning in live on board with us. All right, so I just see you tuned in there on one of the Lamborghinis.
Yeah, just Josh Nightingale, just giving
yep,
the 3 AM boys a little bit of air as we were just talking about their championship points, and like you said, Nightingale, who we're looking at now, definitely in a position to make a little bit of a gain here, points wise. With another super sprint to go next week and then an enduro round, so to top it all off. So yeah, he'll be looking to keep his nose clean and trying to keep that Lamborghini pointing in the right direction, which can prove to be difficult sometimes, as we just see. I think that was the Harrison Bella Lexus J-Man up to, is it Castrol? At the top of the hill there.
Yeah, it is the
And then into the
Castrol is
Degners.
the sweeping left, yeah, into the and down into the Degners underneath the Bridgestone Bridge, and heading to the hairpin. Such a great piece of racetrack, and
Oh,
funnily enough, when
super.
they head into the Degners before they get under the bridge, that is always a great passing opportunity because it just
Oh,
begs you after that the roller coaster, which is the S's, and then coming up as you mentioned through Castrol. They build so much speed, and then they start dropping down the hill. The first of the Degners is very,
it's
very
quick.
quick, and then
Yeah.
it tightens up, and they end up just touching the sand on the outside of there. It compromises the run, and then you have this two-car challenge, or often three-car. We've seen it in the past down to the hairpin, and 3-1 doesn't always work. So,
Look,
entertaining for sure.
yeah, and look, and there's a little kick before the hairpin as well, so
Yeah,
it can get pretty messy pretty quickly
it
down
can.
there. But yes, we've seen some action down there in the past, not only here at Rainlight, but elsewhere. So yeah, just one of those corners, J-Man.
Yeah.
Turbot and Kramer doing a stellar job on their times at the moment. Firth, provisional fourth at the moment. T-Fam topping the board with Bella and Hughes. 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah, so it's pretty handy times. Obviously, anyone that drops into the 59s is surely impressive. So 2 minute point two is a very, very handy time for T-Fam. We've seen his qualifying prowess this season, and has certainly can make that thing deliver on a lap. Also in race trim as well, as we just see Firthy just eclipse that by the smallest of margins.
and yeah, just sneaks into the first quarter there. Looked like he might have been looking at his lap time there and nearly overshot turn one for the next lap. He'll cool that thing off and go again. J-Man, these
Yep.
guys have got a little bit of time up their sleeves still. It looks, I think we're about halfway through.
Yes, they are halfway through.
Hughes coming back out in the 92 Aston. Have we got a speed trap on these guys yet? I look, and I don't have
Really
to
ask that.
guess.
I was just looking at that because we saw something earlier on. And it was typically it's always the Nissan and the Lexus that
The
deliver it.
Lexus,
Once
always.
again, it is the Lexus, the 580. The 580 Nissan of Gunter Rowe that has actually produced
Oh, really?
a 264k an hour. Now, to give you an idea, that is some 6k an hour faster
The next rival.
than Nick Firth. But it's actually 5k an hour faster than the current leading car of T-Fam, who's just gone and delivered a
Oh, he snuck back up there again.
59.840.
There you go, 59. And we did talk about times pre-race off air, J-Man, and how, if you look around on the internets a little bit, 58s is pretty quick. And I'm sure low 58s are pretty quick, but yeah, these guys are already sneaking into the 59s. So
Yeah, they are, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure we actually just in pre-race practice saw, might have been Webley's car into the high 58s.
Yeah, we did. Yep,
58.9.
that's correct. Yep.
Yeah, so some quality stuff as we watch the Pro-Am and the AM guys out for the first 15 minutes of qualifying here, ladies and gentlemen, at Suzuka for round 9. Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5 brought to you by Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and broadcast by MatchFit Entertainment. Hit the like button if you like what you're watching. These guys put on a great show. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And yeah, kick back, watch the show. Nearly halfway through Q1, the only qualifying of the night here for the 90-minute race to come. Gunter Rowe just looked like he was going to pack that one up.
Yep.
Backing off. Bella, actually, I just saw just getting out of it there and letting a couple of cars past him. Just probably looking for a little bit of clean air here for what, you know, quite possibly might be his last or second last lap here. So just looking for a little bit of space. Rowe actually packing it up after leaving in third position provisionally to, mind you, J-Man, so not too savvy from Gunther.
Yeah, very, very close. So that 59.840 is a good, very, very good lap time. I'll see him certainly.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
very impressive.
Who is showing on my Delta at the moment is Jacob Wadsworth in the purple and black, or the multicoloured purplish.
The Motul Lamborghini.
The Motul Lamborghini, and up by, he's got a healthy Delta actually, which might sneak him up a position or two. It is actually up into sixth position provisionally for Wadsworth. So nice work. Thing is looking pretty solid actually. That is Craig McConnell just up in front of him in one of the Astons. So he'll be looking to get that position. He would have just looked at his on his times there and just got, hang on, I've dropped a position here. and the guy that did it is right behind me. So he would have upped his game.
He would, yeah, he'd be aware of it too, but...
Oh, I'd suspect so. So his Delta's obviously flickering at us at the moment.
Yeah, that's a shame, Warren Baker, mate. We were just calling the points situation. Just responding, Davo, to Mr. Warren Baker, who we did see was absent tonight. Warren. We did touch on that, so... Yeah, anyhow, these things happen, mate. Enjoy the stream.
Yes, look, and still plenty of racing to go in the season yet. A couple more races to go. Enduro to finish it off at Nords, which will be epic, J-Man.
It will.
Cabra's on Worcester at the moment. Been a little bit toing and throwing, seesawing throughout this lap from a green to a red Delta. Not quite putting it together. Kramer up, McConnell up, Aston up in the 92 Aston Martin, and coming down to this awkward little chicane here after 130 and out through the final corner. Got half a second up his sleeve.
He's got a half a second.
This could get him in front of Gunther potentially. And it does.
It does, yeah. Yes.
So nice work from Ashton.
And pressing on too. The Delta's still heading in the right direction. Aiden Kramer got a good Delta going as we... Oh, he's just pulled off there. Not sure what was happening there.
I'd see that just drop then.
Okay.
Haas showing good numbers as well as Bella, and Rowe is back out on track, J-Man as well.
Yep.
Having a bit of a crack, and he'll want that third spot back, even if it is just provisionally. But it's all about the bragging rights sometimes. So Ashton pushing hard. But like we just mentioned, Gunther Rowe coming around the final corner here, J-Man. He's got a sneaky couple of tenths up. It actually... he's
on a cut lap here, mate, by the look of it. So, yeah, the Delta, it snuck away from him there.
Man, he must have just got across the line within that 15-minute mark, J-Man.
Yep.
You can see what he does here. A little bit of a bump on the ripple strip there. Didn't do him any favours here. He might get out of this lap, but Ashton still on and up a little bit. Harrison Bella on a lap and up on his time. Haas still up and out on track in the Audi. It's looking pretty solid. Mate, it might not be the quickest car on track, but it definitely looks pretty planted, J-Man.
Does very much so.
Now this will get him up a bit, actually. This should get him into 5th. Yes, House
Yeah, it
in front
does.
of Bella.
Yeah, good to see the Audi and out there performing. So what did that end up as? A 2-minute .672. So it's a great lap.
Yeah, so nice work. The big guns are rolling out now, J-Man. I think Webley leads the field with, looks like Gaz. Yes, in the Porsche, just tucked in behind him.
Gaz Eddie, yeah. He's got the measure stick out in front with the 26 car.
Is that Macrolos maybe just tucked right in behind them as well? Yes, it is.
Oh,
so they're pretty well in order.
It was Gunther Rowe. I just thought I saw a late lap time come in there from one of the others. Who was that?
Oh, Nick Firth.
Firthy's still out there. So I just thought I saw a shift around T-Fan, Firthy, Husey, Rowe.
Oh, yeah, Haas. So Firthy stopped on track actually now and back in the pits.
Yeah, sorry, mate. The data was going a bit crazy, so I was just trying to work out what was happening there.
So Webley out of the final turn and into his first flying lap here. 15 minutes of qualifying for the boys here. The top guns, the pro drivers.
Yep.
Webley topping the sheets in pre-race practice. J-Man, he has got that Lambo wound up. We know Phil won't be far behind, but yeah, Webley definitely had a handle on the car in pre-race track. So one to watch. Who did I call? It's Gaz Eddie. Right behind him, next car in the Porsche, beautiful looking car that, and Macrolos in tow. So as they stand on your leaderboard there, ladies and gentlemen, that is them on track in that order, apart from Mav. Mav's actually, I'm not sure where Mav is. Let's have a look. Oh, he's actually just right behind him.
He's right behind Macrolos, and he is the leader of the series at the moment. So he'll want to poke it up there. To me, I'm looking forward to seeing what that 59.8 does for T-Fam, because once again, you know, we've seen this a few times throughout the season we have a Pro-Am driver just park himself in the mix. We saw Nick Firth do it a week or two ago, and albeit he's about 3/10 off, I think a 2-minute flat or a 2-minute .5 isn't going to be quite good enough to knock a few of these pros off, but I think certainly the T-Fam time will, Davo. So we're going to get an idea very shortly. As I just see Webley come into the Casio chicane, just missed the apex a little bit, mate, on the way in, a little bit untidy across the curb on the way out. So this won't be the best number that he's going to run tonight. However, we're going to get an idea of what it is, and I may have sold him short a little bit on his line in there, but he does do a 59.1. So look, I think he's got more in the tank for sure.
Oh, for sure. And Gaz Eddie with a 2-minute .9. So, you know, vastly different times there, J-Man. Mav sneaking in with a 59.9.
Yep.
So, yeah, fam, in good company so far, so good. A little over 10 minutes to go in this qualifying. Long lap here at Suzuka. Fairly high average speed, but a long bit of road. And
I can tell you now that if Cooley had have not got a track cut on that opening banker that he was just running there, he would have been in there on a 9.2, which would have put him right on the cuff of Webley there. So
but who else we like? Bloody Macrolos didn't make his Macrolos didn't make his lap either. So
no, he did not. No, there's quite a few. I could say there was Henderson, Cooley, Dixon, Macrolos, and I think they were the first runs up that didn't make that first one. Now Cooley's got a great measure. He's got Phil Antone, aka Maverick, just up the road in front of him. So that'll be a great car to measure himself off of. But look at this already. First sort of initial hot laps in. T-Fam's lap is holding station on that front row at the moment. So Crossland in there with a great time on a 59.9.
Oh, very nice, actually, from Crossy there.
Yeah, got a couple of tenths up his sleeve at the moment, or just
Already.
over a tenth now. Yeah, so got the Nortec Porsche up to speed tonight, Davo.
Absolutely. Went is what's his first name?
Jackson.
Jackson, that's right. We've called Jackson before as well, J-Man. But
we have.
New here tonight. Must be some time ago. But yeah, name definitely rings a bell. But yeah, well up on his Delta there in the Lamborghini and in the top 10 in the number 601 car. And looking pretty handy, holding down top 10, up on the Delta, might sneak him up a bit.
Goes up to P7.
P7, nice work.
Yeah, welcome Connor Carruthers too. Also another name that we've broadcast around the traps. Not used to seeing Connor in a Ferrari, but he is here. So welcome Connor, another driver along with Mitch Haas there to enter the fray here for Suzuka at Rainlight Racing. So Cooley moves up there. As I predicted earlier, his lap that he would have run on the first cut lap was a 59.2. He actually backed it up with a successful lap on a 59.2, David.
Yeah, there you go.
But,
well, that's consistency for you, isn't it?
Right. Webley now in there on a 58.6.
Yeah.
So that's going to take some beating.
Yeah, and Makalos, obviously we were just talking about him not making his first flying lap, but make no doubt he got the next one.
He made the second one count, mate.
Definitely into third provisionally with a 59.6. Pipping Mav actually with 59.7. So Crossy 59.8 in fifth position. So 59.8 also for T-Fam, like we were talking about. So nice work, Fam. So all of those guys very, very close together. J-Man less than a second in the top 6.
I just saw Jackson went just coming through Spoon, carrying about 0.3 of a second up on his lap. And in the head of shot was a rotated Maverick facing the wrong way. So, and Jackson Wentz just got 130 incredibly wrong, and that's a track cut. So that'll be one to watch tonight. The amount of track limits that all these drivers are using through 130R.
Yep. Look, I watched. We watched Mav in pre-race practice, and he did not look comfortable in the car. So it'd be interesting to see how he takes this one on. He's got a little bit of a buffer zone, so he's not comfy here. He can sort of just run the race out, can't he? And as long as he's not making too many mistakes and just play that long game. So Pete Dawson.
Yeah, coming through with a good Delta is going to put him well up the field into P5.
Pips Steve Crossland there, and Crossland just rolling out of the pits again in the Nortec Porsche there, J-Man.
Yep, so it appears, I think, to stay in the 10, it's going to have to be probably 2 minute on the button or sub 2 high 59, I think, the way that this field's shaking out. So, as I mentioned, T-Fam's time still good enough to hold him in provisionally P7 at the moment. Some Will Dixon building on the lap as he just comes down to the hairpin, starts working his way for the back sector of this track. So, Will Dixon starting to wind this Porsche up, but Costas Macrolos. Track so far. Hopefully he can get down through 130R successfully, because he has got 4 tenths up the sleeve now. 4 tenths.
It's not enough to get him another position.
To move him up. But it's about protecting that number now, I think, you know.
Oh, absolutely. From Mav, even a wounded Mav, what looks like a wounded Mav at the moment as well. Yep. And we're only in qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 90 minutes of racing yet to go. And, the cracks are starting to show already. Makalos, tidy lap, J-Man, sneaks another nearly 4 tenths on his lap time and brings it down to a 59.2. So
stop it in the chat box. I'm trying to commentate. You guys are making me laugh. You're funny stuff. But yeah,
Is that his brother or something?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but he's part of the fam. If you're picking up what I'm laying down,
I'm hearing you. Okay.
but I think Firthy's part of the fam too.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, J-Man, a few guys still out on track here. Went Dixon, Crossland, Dawson, Mav, all of those mentioned up on their times at the moment. It's getting down.
What's it gonna take for Dixon to? Oh, it's gonna take more than what he just delivered there. Just ran off coming up through Castrol. So
Stop talking about him, Jay.
yeah, it's typically, mate. You know, if TFAB, if you want me to talk about someone that's threatening your existence in the top 10 right now, mate, just hashtag match fit, mate. We don't mind taking bribes, but no, just thinking about the likes of Will Dixon and Jackson Went. What have they got to do to try and get that next row up? And I tell you what, that 59.8's looking pretty solid. We talked about the top 10 being a low 2 minute.
208. 208, low 208. 158, should I say? I think you were saying. But Gaz Eddy is another mentioned. J-Man really struggling with a couple of drivers, you know, like top end guys here in Eddy and Antoon. Really struggling with their cars. Do not look comfortable here tonight. Like I mentioned, maybe some cracks starting to show.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Dawson is threatening Maverick at the moment. He's right on the cuff of bettering his Delta. If he can get through 130 and then down through Casio successfully here, he only needs a half a tenth to a tenth of a second, and he will grab that spot from Maverick. Albeit it's just pushing Maverick down one more row, but that means a lot to the start of these races.
Oh, for sure. Particularly here. J-Man, as wide as this place is, fantastic F1 circuit, high average speed. There's not much distance between corners here, you know. So, yeah, difficult place to pass. A couple of good spots, but yeah, difficult to pass generally. Awesome stuff. Just cameras picked up on Curley, up on his time as we wind down. A little under 2 minutes to go. Curley, Makalos, and Mav.
Yeah, Mav probably the best of the rest out there as far as where the Delta's heading. He's really started this lap as he comes up through Castrol, heading down to the Degners with a couple of tenths in the pocket, David.
And he needs every one of those. Looks a lot smoother than what I've seen him so far. In pre-race and in qualifying so far, really trying to get that thing to just behave, and the laps will come. We know how quick that car is at the hands of Mav. So
yeah, it just didn't look real comfortable down through the Degner into the hairpin because he's lost all of that 2 tenths.
Yep. So yeah, definitely not.
Fam should be in P20. I beg to differ.
No.
Yeah, he's so much better than that.
Yeah, Firthy and Fam.
Yep.
Gaz, 4 tenths up.
Yeah, he's got a track cut, mate. Yeah, he's got it wrong.
Oh, yeah, and he's just bleeding speed at the moment again.
So we've had Tony Spence, obviously, end of the fray there, and he's out there circulating, although he's just run incredibly wide down through the Degners there, and going on there. Let's have a look there. Yeah, no, he's just run wide, unfortunately, down through there. Oh, and now he's grabbed the wall on the way out of the hairpin, so that's not going to work.
No, definitely not.
Curley
across the line. Best. Oh, what did he do? Did he better his time?
Curley's on a number that's going to threaten P1 here, mate. Well and truly.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I saw that. Mav bettering his time in the last lap, but not moving. Any positions there, J-Man? Crossy out on track and on the move. The clock has stopped on qualifying, so this will be the final lap for the boys.
Yeah, purely firing it into Spoon there very, very tidily. Uses every bit of the track on the way out, carries that 3/10. What that lap did for Maverick going down to a 59.4 from a 59.7 just really just secured the threat from, I guess,
From
being shifted
Dawson.
off the second row from Pete Dawson.
Yep.
That's what that meant.
Yep.
And that's the importance of carrying on and just making sure that you deliver your best. Now, 4/10 up for Curley. Can he get it off a hair? Drops a 1/10.5. He's just a couple of tenths. This will not threaten
No.
P1 at a 1/10.5 and runs the inside line, but he will only come down half a tenth up. 58.902. Was that the best? I think he may have bailed out of that. So, and it was the best, but it was worth so much more. If he had have got that Casio chicane, perfect. But that's easier said than done.
But don't you know it? As we just see Mav wrestle that same corner.
Yep.
And around out of the final corner, there's only a couple of guys out on track still. Mav being one of them. He's was showing green on his Delta. I don't think again will change anything. Pete Dawson into the pit lane and Crossy in the Nortec entry, crossing the line. Final car over for qualifying there, ladies and gentlemen.
All done. Yeah.
Brandon Webley, Chris Curley, Costas Makalos, Antoon, aka Mav, Dawson, Crossland, T-Fam, Dixon, Went, and Firth rounding out the top 10, J-Man.
Yeah, so that really does cement the job that obviously Webley's just done there on that lap time. Very, very impressive. But also, once again, shout out to T-Fam for keeping that car inside the 10. And then Firthy also keeping that car on the button inside the 10. So expect a good battle between the two Pro-Ams tonight. Obviously, Matt Dayton, apologies there for Dayton not attending tonight. Currently can't make it. So, yeah, condolences there, mate. Do love seeing you out on track working that Honda to its level best, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the stream.
Oh, for sure. Definitely missed the Honda out on track. Yeah, sorely missed Matt. So hope to see you again soon, J-Man, as they get
7 o'clock.
ready. Yes, it looks dark.
Headlight time. That's interesting. I didn't look at the finer detail. What we can tell you is we do know, as Davo had mentioned at the top end of the stream, is we do have, as you can see on the Delta there on the data, 130, so a 90-minute race here tonight. Tyres will be a factor, fuel will be a factor, and visibility will be a factor.
Well, I suspect so. Just looking at that already.
Yep. So the other thing that is going to be cool tonight on the graphics is, I guess, the Ferris wheel is going to be
all shiny.
Be an item.
Yep,
yeah,
definitely. So look, you can see on the little weather thing. I made the weather thing work again, everybody. Hang on, let me bring that up.
The weather widget.
Here we go. The weather thing there. Look, we got weather back. Awesome. It says sunny, but it's night time, so the headlights are on, but only a little bit overcast. But you can see that it's dark already. So yeah, I would suspect visibility will be an issue soon enough, J-Man, as they roll away for the formation lap.
5.81 Ks per lap, 18 turns. It's going to be good.
It is going to be good, and it is round 9. You are at Suzuka. It is Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5, brought to you by Nortec, Track 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, and Cossie 43. Always broadcast by Matchfit Entertainment, J-Man, and myself. J-Man, Suzuka, what do we got? 23 cars on track, more or less?
I believe we did Yeah, I did think we end with Tony Spence turning up. I think we ended up with 24 cars. Yes, we do. So
So,
good showing.
mate,
Was
it's
yeah.
gonna
We
should be
we
good.
do have some apologies in for tonight. So
Good.
yeah, this will be a good race.
This
It'll
should
be
be
a
a
good
good
class
race.
race.
Yep.
Yep.
So, like we already mentioned in qualifying, just some standout performances or lack of. Mav not on the front row, although it not too far away in fourth position. Also, one that didn't feature too much where I thought of it, but Gaz Eddy, J-Man, could have quite possibly been a little bit higher up. So yeah, those guys probably back a little bit further than what they would like. But other two mentions would be T-Fam and Nick Firth for punching
Yeah,
above their weight. And,
definitely punching
and
above.
sneaking up into that top 10. T-Fam actually particularly well up in that top 10. So yeah, no pressure, fam. Come on, brother.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah. Yeah, so race start's always critical. Be watching somebody like Gaz Eddy to see what he does in that 37 Porsche as far as those opening laps to try and make some ground when the field's bunched. Can he play himself back into this through pit strategy? The other thing that we did talk about during the qualifying session is those track limits, the likes of 130R and even potentially turn one's not so bad. You're generally lifting decel. The ability to get on without a track infringement's a lot easier than 130. But the inside right curb, if I remember correctly, if you're too hungry there at Casio, the final chicane, you can get a track cut there that is impossible to try and negate as far as lifting the throttle. So
Yeah.
definitely track cut's going to be an issue tonight in this 90-minute race at a 5.8 kilometre lap. So yeah, definitely one to consider. And pit infringement, speeding into pit lane, not the easiest pit lane on entry here.
No. Yeah, just out of that little Casio chicane there. It's awful little complex of corners here. As we see the boys actually all forming up and rolling around down to Casio there now. Single file, they just break that formation there for a little bit just to keep it safe. Those leaders very quick and smart to do that, J-Man. And then quickly back into formation and set back up here.
We've got a car in the pits too. I think that's Connor Brothers and Josh Nightingale in the pits.
We have Chris Cooley, Brandon Webley on the front row, Costas Makrolos and Mav in the second row, Dawson, Crossland, Pham, Dixon, Berth and Ashton Hughes in 10th. So yes, we have lost one off the grid there. J-Man, we are about to go green, round 9 at Suzuka for Red Light Racing, everyone. Cooley.
Mate, pretty even start. Mav probably just coming across shadowing to cover down into one from Costas Makrolos. Webley gets the start. Cooley tucks in very close behind, followed by
very
Maverick.
nicely. Yeah, good clean start all the way through the field so far, J-Man.
Yeah, Crossland making gains there.
Yeah, very tricky series of corners up through the S's here, slowly ebbing and flowing, varying pace and camber situations here. So tricky stuff here, especially in first lap scenario. Wadsworth just around the outside of, I think that actually is the Haas car that's dropped back. So it's all happening. The data's going crazy as we just try and catch up. Back on the leaders, J-Man, Maverick up a position.
Yeah, he is up a position now. To me, Pete Dawson looked like maybe not the best starting pressures in that Lamborghini because he was the one that really took the pain in the opening stand. First sector there, he got done by Crossland and T-Fam.
And so Crossland actually up behind Makrolos now.
Yeah, Crossy with a great start. So there'll be a little bit to play out as far as opening tyre pressures here.
Yep.
Obviously falling into the night time. Not sure whether everybody read that, and maybe we've got some there on pressures that aren't quite high enough. So we'll watch that space. If we see Pete Dawson trending backward, we'll know that his pressures aren't good. He is under pressure now from Will Dixon, who goes incredibly wide through 130R. But yeah, as you mentioned, up the top end of town, Hewley got a lot to think about with Maverick right on his tail and Costas Macrolos. So as they just fan out, as they come across and complete lap 1, David, that's a pretty clean start. You'd have to be happy with that.
Oh, very clean start, J-Man, given the track. And you can tell when they've had a clean start as they come across the line for the first time. A huge train of cars in quick succession. And everybody just trying to find that pace. Do I attack now? Do you just settle down for a lap or two? Look for the mistake. Crossing doing a fantastic job in 5th in the Nortec entry. Porsche really did make a fantastic start there, J-Man, jumping a position at least there, well, I think it was.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think he's just settled into that spot quite nicely now. He's just got those guys just up in front. We've just seen how easy it is to make a mistake down into the Degner here, turn 8 and turn 9. So it'll be all about those just keeping it nice and keep those apexes nice and tight, no running out onto the grass. Webley not stepping away from Curly here either, Davo.
Well, look, is he just playing the long game here, J-Man? Look, if pre-race practice and qualifying is anything to go by, he knows he's got the pace in the car. You know, he's got track position now. Does he just pedal it and not push it? I don't know. Like, if it was Curly or Mav, they would just be off like a lightning bolt, wouldn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you mentioned Gazzetti at the top of the stream there. Obviously qualifying, I think, P12, currently up to P10. Just a notable mention, too, that Nick Firth and T-Fam, Fam started 7th, Firth started 10th, Firth now 9th, T-Fam 6th. So great improvement inside the first lap and a half for those two. But, yeah, Gazzetti, certainly one of the big mover and shakers at the moment, is just get some numbers. So, yeah, Gazzetti up 2 spots.
Wadsworth and Turbot just changed position as well as Curly looks at Webley into 1, J-Man. These guys going at it already.
Yep.
Curly looking to make the move.
Maverick in the box seat here when this is going on. All he's got to do is just sit there. If these guys squabble, he could be there to pick up the pieces if there's
absolutely
a paint exchange or anything. So yeah, that's really, really close now. So T-Fam starting to make inroads too onto Steve Crossland. So obviously T-Fam cleared Dawson in that melee when Crossland went through also, Davo. So T-Fam on the way forward, trying to get an idea on his pace at the moment. Last that round was a 2:01.6. Hang on. 2:01.6. Crossy was a 2:01.1, but it was a cut lap. So we've already seen cut laps from Macrolos, Crossland, Dixon, Wadsworth, McConnell and Worcester. So I'll just keep my eye on that, and the more I see that come up, the more likelihood that guys are going to run out of track limits.
Yeah, they will see the repercussions, J-Man, from the stewards as we just pick up on Haas. I think that is Henderson giving him plenty of heat.
Yeah, lots of heat from Hendo there. It's a little bit of a different paint scheme, I think, this week than I'm used to seeing. So cool to see Hendo mixing it up. And shout out too, just while I got the opportunity, Davo, to Chaplin Chan there, who's just given us a shout out recently, just to say he is tuned in, watching with the little one, mate. I hope things are going well, Chaplin. Good to see you tuning in, mate. Well done.
Yeah, congratulations.
It was quite a soft pass, I thought. No disrespect to Mitch Haas, but I just thought that was kind of almost just rolled over and let Hendo go there, mate. Yep. So he might be looking to just tuck in there and early in this 90-minute race and just do a bit of following there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, plenty of racing to go, J-Man. So, some of these guys may be choosing to play the long game as we see Carruthers pass Spence. in... Oh, it's actually because Spencer's in the pits, J-Man. Is Gunther Rowe in the pits too? No, I just see Gunther Rowe actually just looked like he was regathering. Let me see if I'm going to pick up a replay on that.
Yeah, so Carruthers has had a pit stop, and also Josh Nightingale's had a pit stop, a minute 13 and a minute 14 apiece for both those cars. Currently, Tony Spence in the lane also, he's already 23 seconds into a stop. So I would think this early in the piece they would be unscheduled because that McLaren does look pretty damaged from Spence. So he's had a bit of a mishap there.
That's unfortunate.
And you've just picked up on Gunther, is it?
Yeah, Gunther in the Gorilla Racing Skyline. Just a little bit of an unforced error into 2 or in or out of 2. And just looping the Datsun up there, coming out unscathed, but losing a couple of positions, or 3 or 4. So McConnell and Turbot exchanging positions again.
I'm just seeing a bit of a trend going on at the moment. I don't know how comfortable Webley is at the moment. He won't be that comfortable when Cooley's that close to him, but Cooley's so very, very strong through the opening sector of the lap, through the S's, and you can just see how strong he is coming down into turn 1 at the moment. He has gone to the outside, sweeps around the outside, and if he can tuck this car back under, that is as good a pass as you'll see at Suzuka to go around the outside. So
absolutely.
Probably a little bit of an agreement there going on with the 26 car. I think he probably realised that he needed to hold that tighter line, and Cooley managed to get that done. And I just saw how strong the car was as we see it coming up through the S's the previous lap. Its ability to change direction was so good. And I think the only time I saw the Lambo have a strength was as they came out of Spoon onto the back straight, heading down to 130. The Lambo looked pretty good out of Spoon. But look, one section of a track's not going to be enough.
No, look, and what that's allowed, I suppose, is for Mav just to tag onto the back with Webley reeling from that. What was a pretty epic pass there from Cooley around the outside through 1. But Mav was always hovering there, wasn't he, J-Man? Just keeping an eye on what was going on with those two. And look... Admittedly, the car, he's not attacking. The car doesn't look strong, but doesn't look soft either, mate. So, we see Webley go very wide out of Spoon.
This will be an invitation to Mav, and this is critical stuff with only 3 rounds to go, because I mentioned at the top end of the stream, 373 points for Chris Cooley, plays 363.
Webley with tyres on the grass on the outside as they go. They went sidewise side down to 130.
Through 130, yeah.
And so Webley running wide. I wonder if we picked up a track cut there, actually, and that's allowed Makalos to just jump on that little train there as well, J-Man. Not that he was that far away anyway, but you can see in camera shot there that Steve Crossland, T-Fam,
yeah, so
Dawson,
Fam's that gap now. Yep.
Firth and Eddie, all in quick succession. That's also Ashton Hughes and Harrison Bella, all on that start-finish straight there, all in a row. So that is the top 12 pretty well filling that start-finish straight there. And then a bit of a gap, I think, back to Haas and the rest of the field, J-Man.
Yeah, so I can tell you that Webley lap was a 202.3, so well off the pace compared to the likes of Cooley that's just done a 59.5 on the lap when he cleared Webley. So, and
nice Dixon on
just
Dawson.
Add to the pain, it was a track cut, so.
Oh, yeah, look, it looked like he was out there, but a little bit of a passenger just gathering that thing up. But yeah, nice work.
Yeah, that was building the Dixon-Dawson battle, and that it's not going to get any easier with Firthy.
Now ranging up as well as absolutely, and that is the Gaz Eddie Porsche just tucked in behind there as he finds his feet. So nice work from this Dixon to move up and try and stay on that train. Looking for Fam next on the list. A little bit of a gap between those two, but yeah, that'll be his goal.
And it's not going to get any easier for Webley now because he's got Costas Macrolos starting to range up on him as well. So Webley obviously just, lost out to Cooley and Maverick, and probably thinking just holding station in P3 wouldn't be a bad option, but it doesn't get any easier because Costas is coming through and he has got some pace on that car at the moment, as well as we just see how close Maverick just in the header shot too. Maverick's not prepared to let Cooley get away on this one either, Davo. So current points and season leader, Maverick chasing down Chris Cooley from P2. So your top three in the championship are running 1, 2, 3, just in opposing order of how they lay out in the points. So
yes, the flame spitting Lambo there of Mav. Huge flame out of the back of it on the downshift into one there as he chases on Cooley there. And like I said, really not letting him get away, is he? They've moved, stepped away a little bit from Webley, who now, like you already mentioned, has Macrolos to deal with. And it's sort of business as usual for these two, isn't it now?
It is, and I'm watching that battle that you mentioned earlier after you saw Will Dixon get through past Pete Dawson. Now Firthy's lined up, and he's well aware because Gaz Eddie's coming.
Yeah, so I think Eddie obviously can just see that, and Gaz now sort of finding some momentum as we just see Firthy off in the background. Keeps the car pointing in the right direction, but out in the sand, losing position to Gaz's car.
That's at turn 9 down at the Degner there. It is just so easy to run wide, get into the kitty litter on the outside. You can generally carry on in the same direction, but what it'll cost you in a lap time is huge. So
yeah, Firthy, small mistake. Luckily, keeping the Ferrari, the low and slow 56 Ferrari, pointing in the right direction.
What a great battle. I'm just looking down the road behind Firthy, and I think it was... Who was it? Was it Kendo, Wadsworth, Haas, and McConnell? All line astern. Obviously, Gunther Rowe just recovering a little bit further back there, but that 13th to 16th.
Yeah, that goes right back to, 16th there.
That's a great little battle going on. So,
and Haas in the middle of that. Actually, that's Wadsworth in there as well.
Yeah, Jacob's in there as well. So, so TFAM really starting to apply the blowtorch to the Nortec car of Steve Crossland. And Dixon, after making that move on Dawson, also moving forward and very much in touch with TFAM. So just kind of get a little bit of an update on the race pace there of the Will Dixon car. And last lap round, 2-minute 0.8. Fam with a 2-minute 0.7. Crossland with a 2-minute 0.9. And then we go into that next bracket where we see Macrolos and Webley in 2.5, 2-minute 0.5, 2-minute 0.3. And then,
sorry to interrupt you, man. Mav past Cooley. I'll see if I can pick up a replay of that.
Copy that, yep.
Here we go. We've got this. Okay, so they're up out of Castrol here by the looks of it. Yes, it is. Mav. Oh, Cooley on the outside. Wheels in the
just
dirt.
a little too wide.
And Mav easily passed J-Man.
Yep.
Ever so slightest mistake, and that is Suzuka in a nutshell there, isn't it? Just
those, it's so easy to do up there, mate. It is so easy
on
to
the
do.
Grass, either inside or outside, and that is the result. Sorry for interrupting, but yeah, major change there from the boys. Position change, Mav now in the lead over Cooley, over Webley, Costas Macrolos, Steve Crossland. And we did just quickly talk about Fam there earlier with Dixon now starting to range up on the back of him. But look, it's to be expected, I suppose, for Fam to, sort of potentially outpace Crossland because he did out-qualify him at the end of the day, didn't he? And now Dixon really showing some form, isn't he, in the 997 Porsche there.
Well, he is, and he's got a couple of K now terminal speed on the McLaren. However, Crossland in the Porsche just up in front, same manufacturer as Dixon, has actually got a couple more K now. So
there you
top
go.
Speed for Crossland at 262, 258 for Fam, 260 for Dixon. However, 266 for Gunther Rowe in the in the Nissan, no surprises there.
No.
So, and also Harrison Bella up there, 263 k an hour. So
Awesome. As we just saw, actually, while you were just talking there, J-Man Dixon into one and getting a little bit wide, getting over the outside wheel strips there.
And he's just done the same up through Castro, and he's going to be vulnerable to Pete Dawson here. He's just carbon copy of Cooley's incident.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's a little bit
rattled.
Rattled, or the front's just not working for him. The tyres phasing potentially there, J-Man, in that car, and just obviously doesn't have that front end that he's been used to after chasing down I think it was Dawson and then and past, and then then chasing down Pham. But now Pham, obviously with breathing space, he can concentrate on Crossland. But look, you can see the pace now. Dixon pulled away from the two boys behind him, Dawson and Gazzetti. And then even through Spoon there, he looked wide. So
he did.
The car, even it's got pace. So is it just a more driver error than actual the car? Just pushing that little bit too hard, you know?
Yeah, and they're all contending with obviously still adjusting to these peripheral brake marks in the evening. You know, we've often talked about, you know, not everybody brakes off of a 100-meter board or anything like that. There may be peripheral marks that we'll see out on the track, and obviously you've got to readjust, and that might take a little bit. We're obviously only, not quite 20 minutes into this race yet.
No.
So there'll be things little adjustments and trying to think that as we just see Firthy's actually recovered after that little bit of incident down at the turn 9 Degner there, and he is ranging up on the back of Gazzetti again. So good little battle, spirited battle there between Pete Dawson, Gazzetti and Nick Firth. Will Dixon just up in front of that, just trying to get back in touch after that little run wide through one, and then obviously up through Castrol to catch back up to T-Fam, who's putting consistent pressure on Crossy, but Crossy is not flinching here.
No, definitely not. And the next battle, which is equally as tight and as many cars, is the Hendo Wadsworth Haas McConnell battle.
Eddie
no!
Eddie on the inside of
that was Henderson wide out of Castrol.
Dawson.
Wadsworth through, Haas through.
Yeah, Dawson has had an incident as well with Eddie and co down at the hairpin also.
Okay, we'll try and pick up a replay on that. As we just pick up on the Dawson and Eddie coming out of the second of the Degners. Dawson wide. Eddie on the inside through the kink. We know how this can end up easily. Eddie turning in on the Dawson Lamborghini. Ever so slightest of touches.
Yep.
And just a bit of a wriggle from Dawson there, just having to regather that car, allows Nick Firth back through there, J-Man.
Yeah, so it sort of really shocked that out. And look at the car in the back of replay there that's punching certainly really, really well tonight. It's a Harrison Bella car. The
Bella car, for sure.
And
that thing would love it here, wouldn't it, though? It's just that straight line speed and just
well, it was born here, right? So
True.
Cooley right on the back of Maverick again. So after that incident up through Castrol, allowing Maverick to get back through, that settled back down. Well, you could hardly say it settled down. It's certainly back into a spirited battle again. So
and obviously T-Fam is now started to, after just losing Will Dixon off his tail, giving Crossy a little bit of a run too. So yes, some close battles here. McConnell, and I just see Carruthers and Rowe changing position.
Yep.
There as well. Is that? Yes, it was Gunther and Carruthers. So, yes. And who else? Crossland down a position on Dixon. What's going on there?
Okay, so Crossland's had a little bit of an incident there. He was getting chased by T-Fam, so...
Let's see if we can pick up on that. I might go back 60 on that one.
All right, so T-Fam now under pressure from Dixon. So whatever happened has really pulled T-Fam back as well. I'll let you pick that one up. Fantastic shots as they come down to 1. I very much feel like that started with the loss of the rear end of that Nortec Porsche into 1. Certainly shortened the margin and then allowed TFAM to be really close. Then he just rode too much curb coming up through the S's as well. And then the infamous Castrol, the left-hander, is where it all went wrong. And that was enough for both Pham and Dixon to make their way through. So
there it is once again. Yep, out of Castrol, a J-man.
So that is the problem. The problem corner tonight. It's caught Cooley, it's caught Dixon, Firthy. There's probably been plenty more off of camera that we haven't seen run wide there. But
true. Bella and Bella passed Dawson actually as well, J-man.
Yep.
Just quietly. But, big wriggle out of Castrol there from Mav.
Yeah, it's got Curley right on the bumper, reading the part number at the moment.
As we see the Aston spitting flames on the downshift into the first of the Degners. And now, as they get through the kink and down into the hairpin, Webley in the background.
Yeah, that Aston Martin looking really, really good under brakes for that hairpin too. Just looked like he's modulated the brake there just to keep that margin nice and tight, ready for the way out. Be interesting to see if there's opposing lines through Spoon. Probably the Aston a little wider in the middle, and very similar off the corner.
So we'll try and keep it. We will try and keep an eye on that, but we need to keep an eye on the TFAM, Will Dixon, Steve Crossland, Gaz Eddy show that is going on at the moment. They've paired up these 4, and if you look back a shot, I think that's Nick Firth in the low and slow 56 Ferrari. But yeah, these guys run at a really hot pace. Crossland up on the whipple strip on the inside through 130. Gets it super wide. Wow, J-Man keeps that together. There was no real pressure there. Gaz, he had a few car lengths on Gaz. Just totally misjudged the turn in there.
Gaz flashing the lights as they come out of Casio there, letting him know he's there. And we got Brandon Webley into the pits.
Into the pits there, yep.
Yep. So I'll catch up on Webley and see what that stop looks like.
Oh, so Crossland again. I don't know whether that is Crossland comfortable or Crossland not, but yeah, very, very taily looking Nortec Porsche at the moment. Still punching the numbers though, but a spectacular drive from Crossland as he flicks it from side to side, up the hill through the S's and up to this corner here where he lost a couple of positions. The lap 4 up through Castrol towards the Degners. Doesn't get it wrong this time.
No, nice and tidy. So there you got it. That is Brandon Webley with a 34-second stop, which gives them a total transit time of 1 minute and 6 seconds. So pretty efficient stop from Webley. They'll be looking for a big undercut here on Cooley and Maverick should they get engaged, which they are in a dogfight. So those guys at all over the coming laps get to the whole side-by-side thing and compromise each other. That will go a long way towards Brandon Webley trying to bring back some of that margin to get back into this battle, as we just see Cooley incredibly wide down onto the back straight, and the car gets a huckabuck before they come into 130. I think that's the old maybe club pit lane down there. So man, that was incredible, as we see Gaz Eddy is just absolutely all over the back of Steve Crossland. I picked up on that with you there, Davo. That is a spirited battle between those two Porsches. Looking out the rear wing of Maverick. He got out of Casio pretty well there compared to Cooley. You watch the margin shrink down into 1, as you can rest assured that Cooley will break into here using Maverick as a guide about how much You can see the middle of the corner, just must have released the brake to close that margin. And this is where I thought the Aston was considerably strong in the previous laps, Davo, before he made the pass on Maverick was up through here. I thought the ability for this Aston to change direction up through the S's was incredible. So plays well in touch up through there. Probably gained a little bit through the S's, Davo.
Yeah, look, they're both class acts, aren't they? These guys, J-Man.
Very much.
Just, it's so close. Hard to see the ebb and the flow between the two at such speed. So, and it's so close. They're so in touch here. So, yeah, interesting stuff. Good, intense racing from these two as usual. Looks spectacular out of the inside of Christian Cooley's car right there as they run down to 130 again for a 13th time tonight, J-Man.
Yeah, approaching the half-hour mark into this race, and it's pretty much status quo. It's been like this since they left, albeit a couple of positional changes. We saw Maverick get away to a good start, Cooley get the pass, have a little incident at Castro, allowing Mav to get back, and then once again bunch back up. So go back 30 minutes, and it was pretty much this is what it looked like.
Indeed. Let's just pick up on the Gaz Eddie Steve Crossland Nortec entry car again, J-Man. These guys, the two closest cars, except for maybe let's have a look at Nathan Henderson as well.
Yeah, Hendo was chasing down the Haas car. That's been sort of rubber banding, but he's very, very strong at the moment. So
Hendo at the wheel of the 31 Aston.
Eddie's got Crossland. Eddie has just got Crossland.
Let's pick up a replay of that one, eh? Replay picks up the boys down into one. Crossland wide into one. Out over the Whipple strip on the outside. You can see Firth in the background there. He'll want to take advantage of that. Crossland are driving the Porsche like a rally car at the moment. Up on the curbs, a little bit of grass every now and then. Really muscling that Nortec car. Extracting everything he can out of it. And now Firth.
In a couple of times, the car looks like it's disconnecting on entry into one. It's such an incredibly high speed entry into one. You're sort of scrubbing off the speed in there, but you're right, Firthy is right there.
Yep. Oh, Crossland, just that Porsche so sideways there.
Yeah, this is an invitation to the low and slow Ferrari. Nothing slow about it. Might be low, but it's not slow tonight. So he gets that job done well before 130, fires it in there. I think Crossy's probably going to be a little bit nervous about the back end of this Porsche at the moment.
Yeah, that thing does not look comfortable, J-Man. That tyre, I would suspect, is just run out of puff or is going through a massive phase there at the moment. Just transitioning to, maybe good to crap. So we'll be struggling with that.
Dixon T-Fam, that battle is amped up again, as we saw it earlier. Obviously still keeping an eye on the Cooley Maverick battle, and that's not going to go away anytime soon, but it's just, Dixon at the moment just showing plenty of attitude and intent, just looking at the car, polar opposite to the Porsche Crosslands. I'm just looking at the entry of this Porsche of Will Dixon's, and it just seems so happy on the turn-in. It doesn't look like it's disconnecting. It's tight on the apex, even compared to the McLaren, which we know has strengths for its mid-corner lateral speed. So,
look, Dixon's car has looked super quick, but I feel that, it wasn't that long ago we were seeing him running deep like Crossland has been doing. So, maybe that's just an inherent issue when you get these things to be quick here. that when you
Well,
do get it wrong, it's deep and you're losing it. So anyway, Curly.
Shout out to Ashton Hughes too, mate, the 92 Aston Martin. He's just making his way forward at the moment. I don't know who I just picked up on that at the hairpin behind Webley. That must have been, I want to say that was probably, no, not sure who it was, but they got sideways at the hairpin behind Webley, who has made an early stop. No, I'm not sure. Possibly Tony Spence, mate. So, yeah, just watching that.
Yep.
So, just watching the progress of Webley. He's had a couple of cars in traffic to contend with since that early pit stop. But overall doing a great job moving through.
Harrison Bella with Pete Dawson to think about as well. They're just tucked in behind that Crossland-Perth-Dixon battle as well, J-Man. And flames spitting from the side of the 21 Lexus down into one. Awesome scenes here tonight at Suzuka for round 9 in Rain Light Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5, brought to you by Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and broadcast by Matchfit Entertainment.
So Firthy with the ability just to stretch away a little bit at the moment from Crossland after that pass. The Dixon T-Fan battle still very much just staying status quo. I think Dixon's really just trying to work out where it is. I think those guys are at 10 tenths of the pace of both those cars. Nothing in the lap times. Last lap round, Dixon with a 202.1, T-Fan with a 202.3. However, Dixon's lap is red for me, whether or not he rolled out of it and didn't get a penalty or it was a legitimate track cut. We're going to probably talk about that in about 20 or 30 minutes time when they really start running out of track limits there. Maverick on a little bit of push pace at the moment, just trying to stretch the gap, got it out to 1.2 seconds over Curly. So Mav just really pushing hard at the moment. Be interested to see what this lap is as he comes across the line. Comes across both of them on cut laps, this one. 205.9 and a 207.2. I'm not sure what's going on there. My data telling me lies. What's the gap? No, definitely the gap back to Macrolos is certainly shrunk. So
yeah,
something might have happened there.
Yeah, we can see him in camera shot now. He's like, we'll get out of this. See if we get what's the view.
Yeah, they were both shocking laps. 205.9 and a 207.2.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So there's something's gone amiss there.
5 seconds each, so they've both had it coming together and possibly address the situation. But you can see them in front of Microlos now.
Yeah.
With Curly just back a little bit as well. So.
Yep. Dawson Bella, two closest cars out on track by my calculation at the moment.
Definitely.
That
yep.
Pretty good battle going on there between those two inside the 10. Ashton Hughes inside the 10 now ahead of Gazzetti. So great job there for Ashton. Mentioned him just earlier. So Gazzetti's had a couple of mishaps, I think, tonight, just possibly just running a little bit deep and costing him because he's got plenty of pace on the car. Certainly faster than the next 4 in front of him, just a little bit lacking a bit of consistency on the lap at the moment.
Yeah, look, I felt he suffered a similar problem as Mav early, and we saw it in qualifying as well, where, you know, when the car was young, you know, didn't have many laps under its belt, it wasn't overly quick, and, you know, like as the race has gone on, both of those cars have come on strong, so yeah, that car's sort of starting to show some pace as we sort of head towards halfway mark, J-Man.
Very much,
Yep.
17 laps into this race, just to about start the 18th now, or 18 laps in, so T-Fam still doing a great job defending Dixon at the moment, and Firthy has just lost a little bit of ground to Crossy at the moment. I just want to see what the lap time is coming across. Look, they're both on 017s, so nothing in it. So it might have been the lap before, it may be just a visual thing, but it does look very much like Crossy's just settled that Porsche down. He was a lot better through one that time round, stabilising. As I mentioned, Harrison Bella doing a great job tonight. It's just stretched the legs over Pete Dawson. This the start of this lap round, there's a bit of margin there. And then Ashton Hughes, probably the quickest of those three I just mentioned at the moment. So Ashton moving forward in the PPR Aston Martin.
Yeah, nice work from Ashton. I think he got tangled up a little bit early in the race as well and lost a few positions. So, yeah, nice to see him holding a top 10 position there at the moment.
Yeah, so those positions may have swapped around at some point as well. I'm not sure. Hang on, I'm just trying to pick up. So the Henderson-Haas battle, which has been going on for a while. I can't remember whether you called Henderson going past Haas earlier on. If he didn't, he's still stationary behind him. So
yeah,
pretty much the same for those two battling on there at the moment.
Yeah, just status quo for those guys. I think.
Oh, Dixon through on
quite happy to. Oh, what happened there? Let's see if we can pick that one up.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I just picked up on that one. So that was a potential either down at the Degner or Castro, I would say.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we missed that on the replay there. But, yeah, he was, by the time they were out of the hairpin, well past Fam. Yeah, so I'd say to the Degners there, J-Man, or the infamous Castrol at the top of the hill.
Yeah, now, look, we talked about 1.2 seconds from Maverick to Curley the lap before.
That's shortened.
Yeah, it's 0.2 now, so there's a whole second gone out of that. So it just shows you that plenty of mistakes to be made in the lap here, the 5.8 kilometre lap here. Plenty of opportunities if you're consistent to try and bridge that gap back. So albeit it's a 90-minute race, you're going to have to be as consistent as you can for the 90, because you can see these top two, and these are two guys synonymously that we don't talk about mistakes a lot with.
No, and funny enough, that actually don't get too much airtime either, because usually either one or the other of them are out in another postcode. But tonight, here at Suzuka, these guys are going at it, and spectacularly, actually. Very tidy stuff. We didn't see, we saw a bit of a mishap from him in the timing there a few laps ago.
Yep.
Missed it on camera, but yeah, these guys now back in close contact. I think you mentioned earlier, you know, the gains that the Aston gets in the first half of the lap through the twisty stuff. But like on the fast stuff, the Lambo, and I don't think it's just outright speed. It's just, I think it tips into the high speed stuff a lot nicer than the Aston does. So yeah, the lap does to and fro a little, doesn't it?
It does, and yeah, I mean it's one of those things. I'm just watching. I was just trying to pick up on who it was actually. So yeah, it was once again the Dawson-Bella battle. So I just want a big shout out to Pete Dawson on without jinxing him. I just want to wish him the best of success and luck through the pit stops this week. I did. I'm going to take it all on my own. Talked to Pete in the previous one, and it all went bad. He was in the pits for, I think, a poor tyre selection. We see Harrison Bella peel off just in front of him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then I think there was a misshift on the and release the pit limiter. I felt responsible for it, so I do wish him the best of success through the pit lane tonight.
Of course. As we look over the rear wing of Haas's Audi, Henderson in tow. These guys look like they're happy to just run status quo at the moment. Who was that? Tony Spence, drive-through penalty, J-Man.
Oh, so that'll be a track infringement thing, I would say. We have at the moment got 3 cars in the pits. Firth, Bella, We've got Macrolos in the pits also. He's just come off on a 36-second stop. We talked about the 34-second stop that Brandon Webley had earlier. So that's going to see Webley already into turn 1 as Macrolos leaves the lane. So no threat there. But what does that do? Remember, we saw the 205 and 207 laps of Cooley and Maverick. Has Webley done enough in his consistency in his laps at this point to negate maybe a 2 or 3 second loss that those boys had also? So lots to play out. Is the undercut from Webley a masterstroke here going forward, given that Cooley and Maverick have been engaged in this battle and have had some incidents? So just to pick up on that, Webley obviously quickest, no. Steve Crossland with the quickest time through the pits, 31 seconds.
And a stop go for Harrison Bella, J-Man.
Oh dear, and I was about to mention Harrison Bella had a great stop at a 35 stationary time and a 107 outright. But what that means is, yeah, unfortunately, must have got off the limiter a little early or otherwise didn't get it on quick enough on the way in. So that's a shame because Harrison Bella was having a great night battling with Pete Dawson all the way up inside the 10 comfortably, up in about P6, P7. So lots to play for there. But for me, I think Webley's one to watch here. I don't think the night's done as far as the top spot for Webley. I think he potentially still in this. Go through, have a look. Yeah, so current last laps for Maverick and Cooley, 2:01.1, 2:01.3. Webley on a 2:01.6. So he's bled a 4/10 to 5/10 of a second on the quickest of those guys that last lap round. However, we're not sure whether he ran any 2:05s or 2:07s in there, and if he hasn't, and he's been consistently on those 1.6s, that'll serve him well.
So what was Macrolos's last time? Oh, I think that, who's that behind?
He's been in the pits.
Oh, he's been in the pits. Oh, who's that behind?
T-Fam's in behind Will Dixon, Will Dixon.
In behind Cooley there?
No, that'll be a lap car of...
Okay.
Oh, I just saw that. I did see that pop up. That might be Tony Spencer's, potentially.
Yep. Okay, as we just see Cooley show the nose massive down towards R130R. Nothing obviously comes from it way back, and we know how quick that Lambo turns into 130, and it also turns into the pit lane. J-Man sweetly.
Yep. Beautiful.
Looked like he pulled that up nicely.
Yeah, it did look pretty good. 420 clears the drive. Who's that? That'll be Tony Spence. Harrison Bella in there, clearing the stop go 30. Tony Spence with a warning on the drive through.
So Webley coming through Spoon, J-Man.
Okay, I can tell you that
out of Spoon.
Maverick is on the jack still. He is 10 seconds into what is potentially at a good time, 31 seconds. Yep. So 15 seconds in. Give us an update on where Webley is now, mate.
130R. Turn in.
130R, righto.
Out of 130.
Dawson in the lane also.
Into Casio. So this will be close. And you did call it there, J-Man, that Webley was definitely not out of this race yet.
He matched
Webley across the line.
He matched Webley on the delta as far as the jack time. Webley looking for an outside move. Has he gone a little bit too deep? He's incredibly wide, but he's well in touch with Maverick now. So a definite net gain there to Brandon Webley in the pit stop sequence. Or I'm going to say it won't be the pit stop sequence. It's the consistency since the stop. We talked about those 205s and 207s that Maverick and Cooley run. So Cooley going to be under threat here to come out and split the two of these guys. So be watching Cooley as he comes down through 130R. Just an update also on Macrolos with a 34-second stop. 36, sorry.
Okay,
32 second stop for Nick Firth.
Oh, that's
Cooley in the lane. Cooley in the lane.
So what's the quickest we had seen? 31.
31 from Steve Crossland.
Yep.
So this is critical here. That was well locked up heading across the control line for Chris Curley.
Okay.
Very much locked up. Saw it scrub off to about 46k an hour. With a bit of luck, he would have got arrested the speed fast enough. As we see Tony Spence coming through to clear that drive-through too, Davo.
So Tony Spence in the pits, ladies and gents.
Drive-through cleared.
Clearing that drive-through here.
T-Fam in the lane, Davo.
T-Fam also in the lane.
That's another big one.
Waiting. So have we got Curley? We're waiting for Curley to get off the jacks here.
32 second stop for Curley, so he is 2 seconds quicker on the jacks.
Mav.
Where is he? He's 2 seconds faster than him on the jacks, so this might be the overcut, sorry.
He's got it. Over the rear wing of Chris Curley's car, you can clearly see Mav and Webley just dip into one. You can see the headlights clearly in there behind him. So nice little gap there for Curley. Nice work in the pits from his team there, J-Man.
Absolutely, yeah, beautiful job. Now, also another one that has just completed his stop is T-Fam. Yep, so he got through with a 36-second stop. So he bled probably 2 seconds more than the average.
Okay, so he lost the position to Crossland there. Because Crossland
he would have
a quick time.
31 seconds versus 36, so now 5 seconds.
Yeah, Crossland in 9th, in behind Nick Firth, and T-Fam next on the list, holding out top 10. So...
Yeah, well, obviously Crossy's still with the fastest stationary time at 31 seconds, but the Curley... Nick Firth times of 32 seconds stationary.
Yep.
And then I just want to pick up on another stat. Curley's overall time was a 104 in and out of the lane at a 32 stationary. Now, Crossland's was a 31 second stationary with a 104, but get this, Nick Firth was a 32 stationary with a 103 overall time. So, albeit he was on the jacks at the same time, he cleared that lane 1 second quicker.
Yeah.
So, got the car off the jacks and accelerating quickly. I actually saw Maverick incredibly sideways when the car came off the jacks, so a lot of wheel spin for Maverick. Will Dixon in the lane.
What else do I see there? Craig McConnell with a stop go 30, J-Man.
Oh damn, that will be something to do with pit lane speed.
So Curley, Mav, Webley starting to get mixed up in some of the lap traffic now, J-Man.
Dixon with a 32 second stop, but get this,
that's massive.
Will have a minute 4 overall, so 32 second stop. It's a very quick stop. He's going to play into the hands of somebody else. Who will that be coming down? It'll be Firthy coming through one to chase him down. So Firthy's probably bridged that gap to Dixon. And Firthy's still in front of Crossland there, so that was a good job given that Crossland had such a great stop.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so obviously a cleaner in and out laps from Firth there, J-Man, on Crossland.
Yeah, Hughes and Eddie just rounded up Worcester there. He hasn't made his official stop yet, but man, that battle there's spicy. Obviously, Gaz Eddie, we know how much raw pace he's got on that car. Few mistakes here tonight. So
yeah, no denying that, J-Man. We've seen him in the past really get a grip on that car, and definitely knows how to pedal it quick. As we drop into what is the 38-minute to go mark, or 39 should I say, just a little under. Curley leads the race over Carruthers, that he just sneaks past there. Carruthers not yet pitted. I would suspect he would be sneaking in right now with a whole bunch of fast guys jumping up behind him. As he does, Mav, Webley will sneak past, as will Macrolos.
Yep.
Out of the final corner. And definitely got eyes on Webley and has just stayed in touch, J-Man, hasn't he? Macrolos to this.
He has. Now, Firthy's backing up this great qualifying also, mate. Currently P6. Now as it shakes out, as a pit stop shakeout, and putting a whole lot of pressure on Will Dixon, as Will Dixon runs incredibly wide into one. It's going to really incite some intent from Firthy there, and he needs to because he's got Crossy behind. But T-Fam, remember T-Fam was up the road a little bit in the opening stint of this race, obviously from Firthy up as high as I think fourth when Webley decided to come to pit, so fifth probably outright, but yeah, certainly cost him a little bit at the moment on that 36-second stop. Just losing 2-3 seconds on the jacks is certainly
or maybe more some. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Fam was in fourth position there at one stage, early in the race. So nice work from all of these guys. But yes, that Dixon, it's the Dixon Crossland. It's a Dick first sandwich, low and slow. Firthy sandwich there between a couple of Porsches. Porsche bread roll.
Yeah, it is very much. And I just picked up that after that pit stop shakedown, the 31 car, Trick 31, Nathan Henderson, has got through. Oh, I just jinxed him though. He's going to lose it into the fence as he comes through Castro, and that's going to give the Haas car the opportunity to get it back. I was about to mention.
Oh, who are we on?
Nathan Henderson. So, if you catch a little replay on that, it's a hairy moment for Nathan Henderson. I was about to just pump his tyres up about the pit stop sequence and him clearing that Mitch Haas car in that phase, and I just picked him up through Castro, and it was a hell of a scene.
So out in the grass, wheels in the air, sparks are flying.
I'm not sure how he didn't make the fence, Dave.
Oh, God. Gathers it up. Oh, and still into the first of the Degners there. Sparks and flames and sand and shit everywhere there from Henderson.
Yeah, apologies to the series leader, Maverick, but we have lost Maverick out of P2 down to P4. Sorry, Davo, as we just picked up on that exciting replay there with Hendo. I just want to update you there that Maverick down to
so Maverick,
P4.
We just picked it up on the replay here out of 130 or through 130R, very sideways. Webley nearly taking out.
Wow.
So big lose, gets a big chunk of inside ripple strip there. J-Man, minute back it was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Big lose and unusual mistake to see from Mav, but that's allowed. And like Webley nearly came around. He was just
Firthy threw on Dixon too, mate. Sorry about that.
Well, and also Macrolos threw there in that situation as well. So first on Dixon, let's see if we can pick up on that one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful move, mate. He got that one done, and Crossland in the background with plenty to say. Dixon looking, he wants that back as they head up towards Spoon. Sorry, I'll leave the replay with you there.
Yeah, so we just caught that actually, J-Man, on that replay.
Oh, it slides down the inside, didn't he?
Oh, mate, smooth as silk.
Yeah, beautiful driving from all of these guys out here tonight.
Smooth as a freaking gravy sandwich, that one, mate. So,
yeah.
Nice work from Firthy, up into fifth position.
It's a great result.
And Mav back down in fourth. So big changes there. We now have Cooley in the lead, Webley in second, Macrolos third, Mav in fourth, Nick first and fifth, Dixon, Crossland, Fam, Dawson and Gaz Eddie rounding out the top 10, J-Man.
Yeah, now the interesting part about that is obviously no overall pain there for Maverick and P4 over Chris Cooley, who was 110 points down in the series. But for me, the big one is the fact the way that it's shaken out at the moment with Webley in second position. We know he was 10 points adrift on Chris Cooley going into this round. Obviously, that's going to blow out just a little bit more if it stays the same with Cooley having the better position in P1 over P2. But it still keeps him very much in touch with Chris Cooley in this title fight for that second and third in the series. just that step a little bit too far, I think, further back from there, with obviously Chaplin Chan and Matt Dayton and co out at the moment. So, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. But Firthy, on the other hand, we talked about the ability of this guy here inside the 10 in the series as a Pro-Am driver, and currently running P5 with a couple of very, very quick pro drivers behind him in Will Dixon and Steve Croston. So got the low and slow Ferrari punching very, very hard, and I just sensed that Dixon had to open the steering up there just to miss him on the entry to the hairpin. And I tell you what, he's vulnerable to Steve Croston now because of that. So the attacker becomes the attack very, very quickly around here.
Yes, definitely, J-Man. And who is just in backup shot? That is T-Fam.
Yep.
So, yeah, Nick Firth and T-Fam both punching above their weight tonight, not only in qualifying, but throughout the race here.
Ooh, sorry, mate. Sorry to peel away from that one again, because that's pretty exciting. But I've just seen Costas Makrolos just range right up after 130R on the back of Brandon Webley. You spoke about it earlier, that, you know, look in the back of shot, and there was Costas. And, yeah, I mentioned about the importance of Webley staying in touch with Cooley for the championship. But Costas wants a part of that. And I think you're right, Warren, right there, mate. Every time I talk about somebody, especially if it's somebody that that I think's achieving, certainly commentators curse there, so apologies to Hendo there. But he has lost that spot back, as we said, to Mitch Haas at the moment. Oh, Costa searching, Davo.
Absolutely, and losing at that as we see him fall way back with a mistake. I think they're just on the entry to Castrol, which is sort of let, I think that's Mav, you can see Mav, in the background there. So now it's sort of equal gap between him and Mav and himself and Webley. So that battle continues. We must get back to this Crossland. Dixon, who is that in the background? That is T-Fam, well off the circuit of the second of the Degners there.
Yep.
As the boys run through the hairpin again. I think that's Adrian Kramer's car, the green Lamborghini, just pulling it all off to the side, let these boys through. But plenty of action going on. We're winding down to the 30-minute mark. You have joined us here again tonight for a round of Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 Series 5 at Suzuka, brought to you by Nortec Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing across C43, and broadcast by MatchFit Entertainment. Guys, if you've got a spare finger, click on the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Plenty of action to go in this race and in this season, as we see Dixon
really close in the middle of Casio.
looking on the back of Nick Firth's Ferrari there. T-Fam dropped back a little bit now past Kramer. Plenty going on, J-Man.
Yeah. What a shout out to Harrison Bella for soldiering on after that drive-through that we saw him cop for a speeding infringement or a track cut. So what that actually cost when at the time is that actually cost another minute or minute one transit time down through there. So it's certainly
it's painful, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a long time.
It is.
Yeah, so that's pretty well half a lap. That you won't get back again. So big chase, and you just got to keep it clean and soldier on, like you said, as Dixon again chasing, showing intent, looking for that gap, looking for that mistake of Firth. Firthy, cool as a Curie. Crossland, either he can't keep up, or he's just giving himself some space for the inevitable mistake. And will he be ready to pounce like a prey mantis as Dixon goes wide?
At Spoon.
Is this it? Oh, crossing! Oh, no, scary.
Look how nervous those Porsches got just when they just leant on those things a little bit too hard through the left-hander, which is Spoon. And I'll tell you what, Firth, you be aware of that. So he'll entice them into that every time now. He'll
Because that
he'll know
Ferrari's
that
good there.
the Ferrari's solid there. And you look at the Ferrari down through 130, it's very, very solid. Little wiggle there again from Dixon through the middle 130. So, and Crossy also. Those cars very unstable at the high speed.
Nervous, J-Man. Oh, but look at them here as they come into Casio. Very deep under brake from Dixon.
Yep.
Extremely deep under brake from Dixon compared to Firth.
So Cooley out there just punching numbers at the moment. It's got an 11.5-second lead after that Maverick incident that really made the gap stretch out. So I guess, Webley, Macrolos and Mav now in that battle of the podium. So Mav will be conscious that he does want to get up and eat some peanuts in the hot box later. So he'll try to get that off of Costas or Webley.
So, look, I just can't get my eyes off this Dixon Firth Crossland battle. Dixon, every now and then, he just gets a run on Firth and nearly gets the slightest of overlap on the back of the Ferrari with that Porsche, and but just can't deliver it. The mid corner speed of the Ferrari is more than capable, and it punches off the line well. So. But epic to watch as time and time again you see Dixon range up in parts of this track looking for that overlap.
Oh no, we've had a disqualification there for Kenneth Woodchester. I'm not sure what happened on there, whether he didn't get through for a pit infringement in time, but we've lost him there. And I was just picking up on what is the two AMs in class at the moment looking to make gains. So I'm just going to quickly touch base on that because it is 18th and 19th respectively as Mark Turbot and Adrian Kramer. Now, Adrian Kramer is leading the series. Mark Turbot is in third position in that AM title hunt. Obviously, we've got Baker out for the night. So what does that mean? Look, Turbot likely to go to second in the AM title hunt behind Kramer, but Kramer likely to stretch his margin a little bit further if it stays the way it is. So just a quick update on the AM title hunt there.
Oh, thanks, J-Man. As I'm just holding my breath watching Macrolos attack the back of Webley's car into one with Mav in tow and very much in touch. Very, very close stuff between Macrolos and Webley's car through one. Macrolos a little bit gun shy up and out into Castrol there, J-Man.
Yeah.
But damn, he makes up for it elsewhere.
Yeah, super tidy down through into the dig now, heading up towards the airpin. He's, obviously a few of these drivers now have made the sand on the way out of turn 9 there already tonight, so probably a little bit of weight to it. But just looked at the line there from Webley, quite wide in the middle of the apex there for the hairpin, and it gives that Ferrari a sniff in the middle if he could be tight enough and get the drive off. So it almost reminds me of the line Webley just took there. It reminds me of the line that the supercars take down at Tasmania, where they run really, really high in the hairpin and then get the drive off. So which he did. He got a little bit of margin out of there, but certainly lost some in the middle. For
sure. Will Dixon on Firth has little party here has not gone away, Chairman. No. We will get back onto it as the cameras pick up on Dixon chasing Firth. Just look, tenths of seconds between these two. I think it was 1/10 when the cameras flicked to him. So super close through 130. Dixon looking super smooth that time, and we know how deep he is under brakes here into Casio. And again, look at the ground he makes up on the Ferrari, but the Ferrari punching out of that corner again.
Yeah, but you just watch when they come into one, you just watch the attitude of this Porsche as they get these cars loaded up into the double, triple, whatever you want to call it, apex right-hander into one here, and he'll just be conscious about the entry turn in and the back stepping out. Looks particularly good this time round, but we've seen it at Spoon and 130 be nervous.
Yeah,
So
it's you just wonder whether it's just that Porsche thing, you know. Like, but both you and I love driving Porsches, and we've sort of, probably learned up a little bit on how they like to be driven, and being fully off the throttle and
yeah,
decelerate is not one of
you
them.
almost want to trail a little bit of throttle at times in the middle of
Always,
the corner just to keep a
yeah.
little bit of load on that rear transaxle. So
Yeah. So you're always carrying a bit of pedal sometimes, somewhere in a Porsche, and they're obviously not liking one or even spoon there we see sometimes. Yeah, these mid-rear cars like the Ferrari, the Lambo, and the McLaren really
oh, what
nailing
is
these
that?
fast corners.
What
So
is that? Steve Crosland with the drive-through runs out of track limits. Now, I was about to mention I wondered whether Steve Crosland had just run out of tyre early because he was falling off the back of the Dixon-Firth battle and was starting to succumb to the pressure of TFAM. He has currently lost 2 positions now to Fam and Dawson and has got a drive-through
okay, yeah.
for his expense as well. And what I can tell you is that is going to see him drop well down into the high teens, even potentially into
Out
the
of the top 20. Yeah,
top 20 because we know it's going to cost him a minute.
yeah.
So, sorry, it'll cost him, I think I got that wrong before. It's probably going to be 30 odd seconds to trundle down the lane.
Yep.
Um,
So Dixon Firth party carries on again as per last lap. Not much has changed. The same toing and froing. It's Firth dodges.
oh, he's just trying to break the toe because he
Yeah.
knows that Porsche's strong out of the final corner. It's a long way to go around the outside.
So Firth playing the game.
He's defending very, very well, and he needs to because this Porsche is incredibly strong up through the S's here. You can see how close Dixon is.
Oh, super tight.
There's nothing in it. So he just needs to be eyes forward.
Macalos and Mav very close as well while this is all going on.
Yeah, like I said, this is the final chance to get up here and have a chat with us at the end of the night. So,
That's what they were all racing for, J-Man.
mate, apparently.
Yeah. So as we look over the back of Nick Firth's low and slow Ferrari here with the Hi Mum sticker on the back. Oh, nice touch there, Firthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, trying to fend off Dixon in one of the V-dubs.
Okay, so that didn't cost Crosland nearly as much as I thought. It appears to have made that stop. My data's got him showing in P10. P11, sorry. So it didn't cost them nearly as much. There must have been some bigger gaps there. And looking back, yeah, Mitch Haas, a good 20-odd seconds back from there too. So that will be the difference. Is the field was proper spread with only around 20 minutes to go now.
So the battle royale though really is
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's like for the minor positions in the top 3 here, isn't it? And
yeah,
look at these. How close is this fight?
Don't tell that to Will Dixon and Nick Firth though. Just yeah. But yeah, Costas well up. Maverick just falling back a little bit off the back of that one, and Costas just going forward to Webley there. So
yeah,
right
Costas,
up on the back of Webley.
Very strong around here, isn't it?
It's very, very strong. And I mean, we were talking off camera at the start of this one, and we saw a lot of Lamborghini badges up the top. And, we're seeing Webley defending there from second pretty well, but certainly not the dominance that I thought at the official practice at the start of the night.
Yeah, look, we say we expected more dominance out of the Lamborghini. We've got one sitting in second and one sitting in fourth.
Yeah.
They're all bunched together. You can throw a blanket over the slot. So,
yeah.
But high expectations, folks. Oh, as we see Macalos with a wheel on the grass.
Oh dear.
Into the hairpin there. We'll get a quickie on that one. Just quick replay here. Just see it. Oh, a little ride on the Whipple strip and a wheel on the grass. Turns the car. Unforced error.
And I tell you what, it cost Maverick nothing. He read that incredibly well.
Yep.
Yep.
So loses that position and loses that fight, doesn't he? He gets really put him way back off the back of those boys now, J-Man. And with 18 minutes to go, you just wouldn't expect to see him back up with those boys again. And in clean air now. So Macalis just needs to just knuckle in there, doesn't he? And run that thing to the end.
Well, that was a big cut from Maverick across the Casio chicane. So he's obviously got some in the bank because that was a very, very big cut.
Okay, we're going to get back to Dixon Firth as Dixon goes down the outside into Casio.
Yeah. He knows how strong he is there too, so he's going to start feinting that now and see if he can make it live down there, although it'll be diminishing because,
there's nowhere to go.
Turns right, quickly turns left, doesn't it?
Yeah. But, yeah, you see him, even when he picks up, like he's leaning on the throttle coming out of the final corner, and he's already been on the throttle for a while. It's like about halfway through that right-hander out onto the start-finish straight, and the Porsche wriggles. It's like he's got to grab a bunch of opposite lock there to keep it in check. So
he does.
Really working laterally there, even at, those lower speeds, J-Man, as the boys just round up. It looks like was that Ashton? And it's Firth gets the wheels out on the grass through Castrol and Dixon through.
Dixon through, just like that. And I tell you what, Fam's lying in wait as well. And I just saw Connor Carruthers.
Like a cobra.
Connor Carruthers sizing up Gunther Rowe as we are about to start lap 35 for those guys, or 36. So all happening with and heading towards the final quarter of an hour. And I tell you what, Firthy finds himself straight away vulnerable to T-Fam after that. The tiniest mistake is all it takes.
But the tiniest mistake at Castrol can be two positions, can't it? It's like, it's a killer. You just get stuck out there.
Yeah, and
we'll pick up on this Carruthers Gunther Rowe battle, J-Man. This is tight.
Yeah, he caught him pretty quickly, and I agree with you, Warren. Tyres will be a factor right now. They will be running out of them as Turbot is in the lane too, I might add. So Carruthers all over the back of the Gorilla Racing car and he just gets really sideways into Castrol.
Handful of opposite lock there.
So there you go. That's the tyres comment that Warren just made. I think there'll be plenty of hurting tyres out there. I wouldn't want to be one right now.
Look, and these guys are pushing, and they do push right to the end. We see it all the time. It just gets down to the last 10 minutes, J-Man, and they just go, oh, hang on. There's a race to win here. Let's get cracking.
Which leads me into, I just picked up on Maverick, who's chasing down Webley, and he's incredibly close at that moment. Now, I go back to a moment, and I just saw Webley incredibly sideways through Castrol as well. So we saw Maverick sideways leaning on the right-hand side tyres as he got lost it through 130R earlier, Davo. You picked up the replay.
Oh, yeah.
What has that done to those two right-hand side tyres?
Yeah, good point. And is he carrying, like that little bit? And if he is carrying an injury on those tyres, it's not showing.
Not at the moment. So Carruthers still working over Rowe. Rowe responding pretty well, although he's just got the Casio chicane. Can Carruthers go around the outside? Does. Inside, outside.
Wow.
Beautiful piece of driving. Yeah, it was just a little bit of run deep under brakes for the Nissan there, and it was enough invitation for the Carruthers Ferrari just to take that. But look at the horsepower of the Datsun down the front straight. He's going to look to go around the outside into one. Wow, I'll let you pick up on that replay there, Davo, as you see them come down to Casio.
Yeah, just picked up that on the helicam there, J-Man. And, just the slightest mistake from Gunther Rowe. Will Dixon with a drive-through, J-Man.
Oh, that's a shame. Firthy will be happy about it, but however, Dixon, not so much. He's done such a great job tonight. And we talked about the drive-throughs, the track infringements throughout the night, and we thought it might have happened a little bit earlier. But as we come down to that final quarter and now, this is when we will see drivers start to have to tidy up their lines, and Dixon will go and get this done. This will cost him 30. What does 30 do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he's going to go back down to P10. He's going to fall out of that to about P10 by my calculations there. So it should come out between Hughesy and Crossland.
Yeah.
Oh, actually.
At least he might go below Crossland.
Nah, he should be good. He should be good.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, because he was in front of Crossland. He should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine. Obviously, Crossland had one also earlier, which cost him. So, drive-through cleared for the 997 car, Will Dixon. We do see him come out in that P10. Relinquishes the pressure. Maverick with a great line out of the hairpin, starting to apply big pressure to Brandon Webley for P2. Firthy getting gifted back that P5. Still brought T-Fan with him. And look at that. All the way in, we have got Pete Dawson still in the hunt, P7. Shout out to Gaz Eady. We'll give you Gaz Eady on that one. We'll give you an update. He started this race in P12. Currently running P8. So, albeit we said he's had his struggles with little mistakes here and there. Hasn't done too much wrong and gains 4 places in this race. Versus Crossy, who's down 5 since the start of this race. Although the big mover and shaker for this field is the Conor Carruthers 38 car, the Ferrari. It's up 9 positions from the start of this race to be P14. So not the best qualifying for Conor. I think he was late to the show, and it certainly shows that his race pace is there, Davo.
Yeah, definitely. So as the cameras pick up on a pair of Lamborghini spitting flames on the downshift into one.
Yeah, I shot the camera my end to them earlier on, and they were coming down into the Degner, and it's particularly dark as they go towards under the tunnel, and it really just amplified how bright that flame is when it throws it out the exhaust. So pretty cool sight to see here in the night time at Suzuka.
So these guys just matching each other's pace. No aggression. Just seems like zero attack from Mav at this stage as we wind down towards the 10 minutes mark there, J-Man. But look, I'm sure that attitude will change as that top clock ticks away. So Mav definitely staying in touch. But yeah, Brandon Webley and Maverick for second and third respectively at this stage of the race, and probably the 2 closest cars on track too, mind you. And I think I did mention before, you know, like a lot of these top runners don't get a lot of airtime because they do stretch away from the rest of the field, but this really is where the fight is at the moment. So
yeah, aka Chris Curley at the moment. Quick shout out to Curley. He is out there. He is in this race. He's just some 20 odd seconds up the road, still punching in the 2-minute flat bracket at the moment. I'll give you an update on the lap time he's about to run, and it was a 2:01.1. So probably one of the slower laps you'll see from Curley at this point. So the lap prior was a 2:07. So out there doing his thing. But as you mentioned, Webley, a little bit messy out of Casio there. Just, yeah, really messy out of there. Has really given Maverick a good sniff coming down to 1. But same manufacturer, so it's going to be hard to get this done on outright horsepower. They does show the nose into 1.
He's fakes it. It's still on, J-Man, but it's on the outside for 2 is Maverick.
Yeah, he's going to look for a cutback here.
But, look, just that double take on the cutback, J-Man, really did lose all the momentum. But, yeah, got a little bit awkward there, just really didn't make it stick. But,
I wonder whether there was an opportunity to just try and hold the outside line through that left-hander to go into the right, but maybe that's those 2 tyres we saw. Oh, you just see him get sideways there again. Those are those 2 outside tyres that were the culprits when he went through 130R and slid for a good 200-300 metres. So maybe not the confidence on the right-hand side of the car at the moment, Davo.
Yeah, quite possibly. But, yeah, good move. And we were only just calling how there was no aggression coming from Mav. But as the time ticked away and the very next lap, there he is up beside Webley, looking for a move. We've also got T-Fam sneaking towards Nick Firth. slowly but surely.
Yeah, and Carruthers heading up to chase down Hendo for
Yep.
P13,
Yep.
and there's a good 2 seconds difference on the lap time last time
Carruthers
around.
with the drive-through penalty though, J-Man.
Oh, he's just copped a drive-through, righto, so that takes him out of that. Carruthers, so 1. So he's going to drop 2 spots. He'll end up being somewhere around just in front of Harrison Bella for P17 once that's all said and done. So it's still happening, Davo. Drive-throughs.
Right to the end.
Very much. Oh, Webley getting Casio. Maverick getting Casio. Very, very wrong there. It's just blowing the margin out to Webley there as they embark on lap 40. There's a big difference there on the entry speed onto the front straight.
You just wonder whether he's just resigned himself to third position again as the Ferrari spits massive flames out of the back of it there. Yeah, big fight there from Mav. It's hard to know. You just sort of, he's quite a smooth driver. So when, like he's putting the pressure on it, the attitude of the car, it doesn't show in the attitude of the car. He just slowly gains on them, so it'll be interesting to watch the deltas and see whether he can get that car, the number 3 Lamborghini, up behind Webley again. Definitely looks committed to the Degners there, J-Man. So still quite a battle going on there, as is the Nick Firth, T-Fam, Pete Dawson battle. And you did mention Pete Dawson earlier.
Yeah, fastest of those 3 cars last lap round by half a second, mate. So
quite achiever. As Fam, loses it into the wall.
Oh,
up
dear,
out of Casio.
That was big. That's been a problem. Corner
just get
all
this
night.
on the in-car
and he's just got the re-entry wrong and unfortunately taken out the PPR car of Aston Hugh. Oh, hang on. No, it might have been the other car. It may have been the Mark Turbot car. It was the Mark Turbot car out of P20.
No.
So he just unfortunate.
A little bit of a untidy re-entry. The cameras didn't pick up on that, but we did see, look, the in-car from Fam's car as he bounced off the fence and was porting across the track, and how close Dawson was as he skimmed past the front of him was epic. So some close calls there, Jamie.
Very, very close. But what it does for Firthy too is it just he's seen them come and go tonight as Nick Firth. He's weathered a fair few storms tonight as Firthy, but he's got another one coming. I mentioned that Pete Dawson was the quickest car out of the 3 of them, Firthy, Fam, and Dawson, and obviously exit stage left for Fam allows Dawson to line up Firthy for this top 5. Only 5.5 minutes to go. So, we know what happens here. Traditionally, we get down to the last 5 or maybe 3 minutes, and it really does tighten up, and I think we're seeing that already.
Oh, definitely, J-Man.
So Dixon, after the drive-through, comes out P10, so not so bad to still be in the 10 there.
Oh, yeah, however, and like you mentioned, he did sneak just in front of Crossy there.
Yep. Just trying to pick up. Costas Makros is in 4th. He's got some margin back from Maverick and Webley. Maverick is sort of, as you mentioned, staying stationary right behind Webley there, just not really making any inroads. Almost feel like when he gets closer, that's when the mistakes have certainly been happening. Whether or not when he gets under the wing of that other Lamborghini in front of him, that's when it goes bad. But Dawson really, really starting to apply the pressure now to Nick Firth, as is, who was that I'm watching you look at? It's a Porsche on
that's Eddie on Fam.
Yeah, righto.
So Eddie's starting to apply the blowtorch as well, J-Man. Let's get up to have a look at the Firth-Dawson battle. Over the back of Firth's cars, they run down at the back straight towards 130R. First, no mistakes through there all night.
Yeah, the Lamborghini looked very good through 130 as well, though. Then it just looked like, I mean, Furthy's has looked planted, but that Lambo looked really planted as well.
Yeah.
So Maverick right on the back of Webley now too. They would be the two closest cars we've got on circuit right now. He is well in touch with Webley, so we thought maybe he might just settle for that third, but I don't know.
Okay, so they're coming up through Casio and Firth and Dawson. We're just coming out of one. So, you know, these guys...
Yeah, Kestrel, yep.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they're all fairly close still on track, J-Man.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Firthy and Dawson well and truly in touch with the rest of the podium. You know, Costas obviously bridging that gap in there. He's literally not that far in front of them. They're coming up through Castrol now, and Macrolos up at the hairpin, and then Maverick coming up to Spoon now. So it's pretty even spread between 2, 3, and then 4 in the middle, and then 5, 6, probably the equal distance back again. So I guess the common denominator there is Cooley out there doing his thing, about to cross the start-finish line, whereas Webley coming through 130, so that's the margin. That is the margin.
Oh, Dawson off.
Oh, no.
Heading towards a Spoon there.
Right,
the cameras
okay.
just picked up on him re-entering the track. It looked like he didn't spin the car, but definitely off track, and has allowed first some breathing space with just under 2 minutes to go. J-Man,
Yep.
we still got to look at Gaz, Eddie and T-Fam going at it.
Yeah, so Porsche's traditionally been pretty strong down to Casio after 130, so it'll be interesting to see what he's got down here as they come through 130. T-Fam pretty wide, not too wide to get a track cut, but definitely wider than he would have liked. And very good through Casio as T-Fam. So that Dawson little mishap has just spread that little battle of 5, 6 out a little bit there, Davis. It's taken a little bit away from there. However, Maverick and Webley still going at it. But around about a half a second between those two at the moment, maybe 6/10.
So this will be the second last lap, I suspect, as Curley races towards the line. We might actually just pick up on where Mr. Curley is at the moment.
Yep.
Just out of 130, down into Casio with Gunther Rowe, one of the lapped vehicles tucked in behind him, 25 odd seconds. So yes, he will run across the line and go around one more time, J-Man.
Yep, just picking up on Bella in the lane. He's 2 minutes in.
Yeah,
the lane,
I saw Carruthers in there as well.
Carruthers in the lane as well, yeah.
Yeah, I just saw a little bit of data flashing on those two cars, so I don't know whether they had it coming together or not, and have both suffered damage and are in the lane together. But yeah, Webley in second, Maverick in third. We've just had Gaz, Eddie and T-Fam, and they are still at it, J-Man.
Side by side, mate.
Changing positions or attempting to. It's a drag race down to 130.
Yeah, who would you rather be, mate?
I don't know. Probably Oh, no. I don't know. Both of them deal with it well.
They did deal with it well.
T-Fam with less road to work with, still forcing the issue.
A little bit of contact there. And who's that in the background? That's Ashton Hughes. He wants a part of this too.
Yeah. And yeah, and for position 2. Oh, it's T-Fam. Wide, little bit of grass there. This will give Aston.
He's got the run.
So on the last lap, Fam
drops down to P9.
2 positions. He'll be dirty.
And Firthy still holding off Dawson after Dawson with that little bit of incident. So we may well see this is the way it may shake out, because Maverick's second behind Webley at the moment, barring any mistakes. Curley's going to sail this one home as he comes through 130 right now, heading down to Castillo. So pretty much done deal for Chris Curley. Totally agree, Warren. Congratulations for the night for
Definitely.
Mr. Adrian Kramer, honours in AM class.
For sure. As we will congratulate Chris Curley for taking it across the line for the win in Rainlight Racing's round 9 in their 2024 GT3 series here at Suzuka. Congrats to Curley. Good work. Having a bit of a slide around now. Obviously, Brandon Webley. And with Mav hot in tow, J-Man round the final corner. Costas Makalos, the next in line in the 222.
Yeah,
Ferrari, P4 for Makalos. Nice work. A little bit unlucky there late in the race. Was right on in that battle for second, third.
And Firthy had to do everything in this last lap. I just seen Dawson cut the final chicane, so he had some track cuts up his sleeve, and he fired it across the curb to try and shrink that margin up the road for P5, which is Firthy. So P6 is Dawson.
So nice work from Firth. He's happy, celebrating. Pete Dawson again. Oh, he could have had that, J-Man. Gaz Eddy, after sneaking past T-Fam, Aston Hughes, and then T-Fam in 9th. Who rounded at the top 10? Will Dixon.
Dixon brought it home in 10th. Yeah, so obviously with those drive-throughs that we saw Crossland and Co get, he ended up P11. Mitch Haas first race here.
The line. Yeah, Mick Haas, round 130. J-Man.
Yep.
For the final time here tonight at Suzuka.
Yeah, data's going a bit screwy because we've got guys leaving, but Haas was in, I believe,
and then I think it's 12th,
Henderson 13th,
yeah, that's
Wadsworth.
Right. Wadsworth, McConnell, Kramer, Turbot, Harrison, Bella already in the pits, obviously, and Worcester as well. J-Man, as we suspected, a cracker here at Suzuka tonight. And it looks a really intense battle going up at the pointy end tonight, which we're not used to. So
no, we're not used to that. So, but we'll just go and see if we can hunt down P3. Look, the data's going crazy because these guys are jumping around channels, so I'll just let that settle itself down a second. Okay. But what a fantastic race that we've had tonight here at Suzuka.
Yes, and thanks for joining us, viewers, again here tonight for Rainlight Racing's 2024 GT3 series. Two more races, Nürburgring, and then Nords to finish off the big enduro. We will thank Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and of course Match Fit Entertainment for broadcasting it all to you guys again. Click the like button if you enjoyed watching tonight. J-Man's trying to sort out somebody to interview here.
Lost Mav here, so we'll jump straight to P2, which is Brandon Webley, and we'll see if Mav turns back up. Hang on, give me a second. No Maverick at the moment, so we will go straight to Brandon Webley for P2. Brandon, you got us on comms?
Yeah, man, how you going?
Mate, we'll just jump straight to you because I couldn't find Mav out of P3 there for a chit-chat. But, hey, mate, what a fantastic race. But everything in there, mate. Don't normally see you guys at the top end of town making unforced errors, but I think there was certainly some from everyone in the field tonight. Give us your take on the start of that race and how that one played out, mate.
I completely miscalculated my tire pressures. So I ended up just being slow basically. So I decided to pit early and then had to manage my tires for like over an hour. So that by the end they were well cooked. But yeah, just try.
Yeah.
Tough race.
And so, look, to us, it looked like Castro was the problem corner of the night for a lot of guys out there. So obviously, after the S's coming up through the left-hander before you head down the hill back to the Degners and under the bridge. So that long sweeping left-hander after the S's, they looked like laterally loaded. By the time you got there, the right-hand tyres, lots of certainly nervous cars up through there. Was there anywhere? What was your car like through there? And maybe 130 as well.
Yeah, that one. What is it, Castro?
Yes.
It's really hard when the tires aren't fresh. When the
Well, we just lost you a sec there, Brandon. You got your button organised?
my bad. Sorry.
Right.
Where did I get to?
Just when the tyres.
Oh yeah, the tires after about 10, 15 laps, you can't it's just, you just got to be real careful going up there. Basically, for me, it feels like you just got to know that it's going to go sideways and just get ready for it, you know?
Yeah. Now, look, we talked about like throughout the night. Obviously, there's a championship forming. You're currently holding P2 in this title fight, right?
I think I'm in P3 now, but yeah.
Sorry, P3. Sorry. And then you were chasing Curley all night, and obviously Maverick was in that battle. Now Curley going up at the first. Yourself into second. It was a 10-point swing, I think, between you and Curley. It's going to be a little bit more, but you're still in the hunt, mate. You keep turning up every week and delivering. So you just got to believe that you just got to keep staying there. And, you know, if Curley has a whoopsie, obviously Mav's probably a little bit far out now for Curley and yourself with only a few more rounds to go. But, look, never say never. But that was an outstanding race. And, like, I thought... just a big shout out on the early undercut. I thought that was a smart play, and we saw Maverick and Cooley go out there and battle, and we saw a couple of laps where they ran 205s and 207s. And I mentioned with your pretty efficient stop there, 32 second, I think it was 32 or 34 on the jacks, that played you well in, and we saw that when you came back after the pit stops, that you were right back on Mav. You really bridged that gap back.
Yeah. So I thought they must have had some bad laps because I wasn't doing particularly good, to be honest. After I was doing some pretty terrible laps, but then when Mav pitted, I almost got in front of him. So he must have had some bad luck. Yeah,
I think I recollect you firing it pretty deep down into that one there, looking for an outside move there, Brandon. So it didn't quite pay off. Yeah, it was plenty of intent, but hey, nothing short of exciting stuff. And I do love seeing somebody throw caution to the wind. That early undercut, I think, played divvies for you. You did have to get through a little bit of backmarker traffic, but I thought you did a great job of it, mate. And congratulations on a P2 here tonight, round 9 Suzuka, mate.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Awesome, mate. Talk to you again soon. That is Brandon Webley from P2. I will just have another quick look in the box and see if Mav is up there. I cannot see him, so we will go and see if we can get our race winner.
No, he bailed out as well. Who we got? One of the AM boys in there, J-Man?
Yeah, so why don't we go and have a look for... there's Pete Dawson there. Jacob, let me just have a quick look at my leaderboard. Is Adrian Kramer still there? No. Harrison.
Mark Turbot's there.
Mark Turbot. We'll grab him down here. Okay. You got us on comms, Mark? Copy, Mark.
Yep, done.
G'day, mate. Hey, look, we've had the absence of a couple of these big boys from the pro class, not obviously got other media commitments, mate. So just an acknowledgement in the M class here that came down to a battle of two of you tonight in the end between yourself and Adrian Kramer. You're well on the hunt for a good podium position, if not challenge for the lead of this thing. You were around about 14 points out. Currently sitting third outright in the championship hunt for that AM title in 27th overall. The absence of Baker tonight certainly going to elevate you up there behind Kramer, but Kramer just having the slight measure. But how'd you go tonight, mate? Were you pretty happy with your race run there?
Yeah, I was doing pretty well. Sort of come out of the pit stop with fresh tyres and really found some pace again, which was cool. But then just yeah, just sort of got into my own head a little bit. I think coming through those curves, clipped a curb and put myself in the wall, and that was kind of all she wrote. 4 laps down, and really just sort of bumbling around at the back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be there or thereabouts, mate. And outside of that, what about track cuts as well, mate? Were you managing those all right tonight? Because that seemed to be a big factor for some of the drivers here tonight.
Yeah, I was sitting on one for most of the race, and then just towards the end, yeah, just got tired and a bit out of it, I think, and then yeah, picked up 2 pretty quickly in quick succession. So really just sort of sat into a slow rhythm and hope for the best.
Yep. And what's your take on the night race, mate? And going into that, were you well prepared with it? Had you done your homework, read, and factored in a tyre pressure to suit the 7 p.m. start, mate? What was your thoughts on that?
Nah, Ashton and I were talking about it at work today. We only just realised it was a night race at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. So just kind of took a big stab at what we thought the temperature would be and threw some more tyre pressure at it. And it seemed to pay off for the second stint. The first stint coming off the race start, certainly the tyre pressure wasn't there. But yeah, no, it was much better for the second half. Seemed to really find a rhythm after the pit stop and started bringing the lap times down.
Oh, well, yeah, good work, mate. Congrats on that. And like I said, you guys are telling us a bit of a story about how this championship's going to shake out. So well and truly on the radar with looking for some class honours. Certainly a podium already inside the class there. But yeah, good luck, mate. Go and chase down Adrian Kramer and see what you can do the back end of this final 3 rounds, mate. Well done.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
Mark.
That is Mark Tubot from effectively P2 in the AM class tonight.
Absolutely.
Overall, I can't remember what the position was, but however, a very, very good result. So just want to, I'm a bit of a Firthy fan, boys, so sorry, it was always going to happen. I've got room for one more, so I am going to ring.
Like only
Like I said, I'm a fanboy.
Whoa.
Never mind about what they're saying, Firthy,
Don't
mate.
worry about them, Firthy.
You hung around to talk to us, mate. You didn't make the podium, but like a 5th is just a, might as well be because you're racing out of the Pro-Am class, leading it pretty convincingly at the moment. Went into this round 10th overall, certainly punching well above some of the pros you're racing against, mate. Give us your take on the race tonight.
Well, it was hard work. These 40-year-old wrists need some of those little wrist straps, maybe the ones that I used to use when I used to rollerblade when it was cool. So, because my wrists are absolutely fried.
You're an old rollerblader. No wonder they're buggers.
Yeah. All I'm saying, if you got sore wrists, mate, it's misspent youth, mate. Seriously.
Oh, mate, freaking hell! It was an awesome race. So I can't wait to watch it back because I feel like that little grouping around where I was in that top 10 area was a pretty epic battle. I could see him up ahead. I could see him behind me. I had moments where I'd get away from someone and then someone new would be 0.5 seconds up my ass, and I was like, oh my God. So it was just relentless the whole time. So
it was a little bit different because usually all the battles in the mid pack, and tonight it was in the top 10. It was like pretty well right from the top all the way down. So to 10. Yep. So yeah, it was awesome. Good race.
Yeah, hard work. I was definitely worried about Steve Crossland. So he's a bloody quick driver, and he can get in your head when he's only just behind you. Like he'll just stay, and he's how patient he is, and it just gets into your mind. And I saw him go for the undercut. So I was like, right, next lap I'm going in, and I hit it as hard as I could, the pit entry, and nailed my pit spot and went straight up on the jacks, and luckily came out in front of him, and that was enough to stay in front of him for the race. But yeah, it was learning a lot this season just from some of the top guys, just a little bit of advice here and there. So I feel like some of those pitch strategies and even just racing strategies have been really paying off just the last couple of weeks. So
Yeah, no, look, plenty of highs, not so many lows. I'm going to pick on your highs and your lows just while I've got you here, Firthy. And obviously the quali I thought was a particularly good high. I think you and TFAM did an incredible job. I think to stay where you were inside the 10 during that quali. So that was one of the highs. Probably one of the lows was a little bit of an incident that looked a little bit unforced, mate, where it was possibly one of the many runoffs at Castrol up through the left-hander that I think copped you there, and put you back a bit, but you bounce back. And then, as far as highs as well, I think there's not too many in the top 10 that you didn't play with tonight. I mean, we saw at the back end Dawson coming at you. We saw Crossland, Dixon, just to name a few, TFAM. I mean, there were so many around you, mate. So I thought that there was a defence time there in that middle of that race. I think it was it Dixon, perhaps, Davo? I think it was.
I had Dixon
And
right
I
on
thought
me.
you did a great job. He was ranging down into Casio, the final chicane, every single lap.
Yep, that was hard.
Yeah, and you just did a great job, especially up through the S's. I think the placement of the car often at the hairpin was brilliant. So congratulations, mate. Like, obviously, 5th position, racing out of the Pro-Am class is just super, super solid, mate. So.
Yep, cheers, lads. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, definitely more highs than lows, but it was a sweaty race. So, just really happy to come out with that P5. It was a little bit fortunate. I did have Dawson ranging in on me as well. And then there was a stray Lexus in the middle of the road, and I managed to probably avoid him a little bit easier. And Dawson, I think, had to get on the grass, so it gave me like 2 seconds. I'd spent the last 35 minutes on 3 track cuts.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I was like probably a little bit slower. I was like just trying to position the car, just trying to make sure I was at a meter, half a meter in from the limits that I have been pushing the car to, just to get it home. So yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, Firthy. Well, another solid result, mate. I'll be looking with interest to see how this shakes out in the championship. As I mentioned, you went into that one 10th overall, first in class. Got a pretty solid margin at the moment over TFAM. But yeah, be interested to see how that plays out, mate. Congratulations, well done, and thanks for stopping by for a chat.
Thanks, guys, and thanks for calling the race again. Can't wait to watch it back.
Awesome, matey. Thank you. That is Nick Firth racing for Firthy's Low and Slow and making to a 5th position tonight.
Well done, Nick. That was awesome, J-Man.
Yeah, good stuff. I'll let you wrap this one up, mate. I'm sure there's some bills to pay, people to thank, and
of course. Oh well, first cab off the rank. Thank you, obviously, for joining me again in the comms box here tonight at J-Man. Awesome call. And great race from the boys, as we expected here at Rainlight Racing for round 9 in their 2024 GT3 Series 5, brought to you by Nortec, Trek 31, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, Crossy 43, and brought to you and broadcast by MatchFit Entertainment. That is J-Man and myself. Please give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit your notifications so you don't miss out on anything. We are broadcasting for all kinds of people, but that's a wrap for tonight for Suzuka. We will thank once again our Patreons, which is Steve Crossland, Josh Nightingale, Uncle Joe, Louis Van Venter, Brandon Foster, Nick Firth, and Tinnis Venter. That's us for tonight. Join us next week for the Nürburgring for another super sprint, 90 minutes, compulsory pit stop. That's it for tonight. Bye-bye for now.